There you have it, The Clash, London Calling to start another fine radio show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello.
Good morning, Chris Distefano.
Good morning.
Also known as
Bro, I got a last-minute spot.
You were supposed to go see The Conjuring 2 with us.
I know.
Actually, Roland set it up like everyone was going last night. I even thought maybe Jimmy would show up.
I debated it, but I had a spot, and I'm like, because I'm on the road again, I'm like, I really want to make sure I'm doing my spots too.
Yeah, of course.
But it was 6 o'clock, right?
7 o'clock. It was
7.
A bit on the long side.
I really do wish I would have went.
I played London Calling because it kind of sets up the movie because it takes place in London, and they use that song as sort of a setup, like, hey, everything's fun and happy over here, and then all hell breaks loose. Jesus.
And it's based off a true story, right?
That's what they say.
That's the scariest. That's why the first one was so scary, because you feel like anybody could get possessed.
First one was horrifying.
I never saw the first one.
Horrifying.
Yes, Bathsheba, the ghost of devil Bathsheba, takes over this woman. And then it's an ancient fucking Satan ghost.
Really?
Yep, and it takes over this woman, and the actress is great. It's crazy.
There were parts of it. It scared me less as it went on, but it scared me a lot in the first part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you feel, it scared me because it feels like, sometimes these movies, they're so outrageous, but this is like, oh, you can just be laying down, and next thing you know, Bathsheba goes right down your throat.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Well, we've had similar experiences. You call it what you want.
Are you blaming the evil spirits, Jimmy?
Yes. Hey, get your Bathsheba out of here.
The Conjuring 2 is a wonderful film.
I'm going to see it.
But fuck that. I don't like, I just don't like going to scary movies. I just don't do it to myself. I did it because we were talking to Patrick Wilson today, the star of The Conjuring 2, and he was in The Conjuring, I'm assuming.
Yeah. He's in the first one.
And I went. Roland said he was setting this up all nice. Chris Distefano was going to be there with maybe his gal, maybe a Jim Norton, and I thought others.
Yeah.
And I show up, and Roland shows up with snacks for everybody, which is awesome. He's good that way. And he knows I don't eat the movie theater shit, so he went to GNC and found some, like, relatively healthy snack for me. He's very caring in that way, and a big bottle of water.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there, and then I realize I don't think Chris Distefano is showing up. And then 20 minutes into the movie, Roland... He's making all these noises to begin with during the first 20 minutes of the movie. Mm-hmm. He is not into this whatsoever. And then he leans over to me and goes, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then he gets up and stumbles his way through the aisle, kicks shit into the aisle. He just wanted out of there is my point. And then long story short, he never comes back. What? So now I'm sitting in this theater with a bunch of other people by myself, watching The Conjuring 2. He basically said, fuck this.
And left.
Yeah, there's a scene with, I don't even want to, tell the people.
He just got too frightened.
He got frightened. Yes, he did. By a particular scene. And I don't blame him. And he just left. He just left me there.
Now, is this one about possession, too? Does somebody get possessed by...
Yes, of course. It's always about someone being possessed.
Right.
Starts off with a little Amityville horror action, too.
Ooh.
Little Amityville horror.
Right.
I'll actually go see this. I don't mind seeing them in a theater. It's less scary in a theater because you've got all
other
those
people.
And you're leaving together, and you're leaving with someone.
Yeah.
You're alone. I told you I watched The Ring. Keith Robinson burned me a copy of The Ring in, 2002.
Yeah.
And I was in my apartment alone watching it, and I had to sleep with the lights on.
Yeah.
That movie scared me so much. I was a grown man.
Yeah, I get it.
And I had to have the lights on.
Yeah.
Coming out of the well.
What's that, sweetie?
Yeah.
The lady coming out of the well was terrifying.
Yes, not that I go to a well very often, but I'll tell you what scared me was the isolation of her being in the house and there's water coming out of her TV, which is a hazard.
Yeah, that could cause problems.
And the horrified look on her face when they found her in the closet,
that was it. The horrified look on her face with the closet, that quick shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would scare me.
Was it the original one or the?
Not Ringu. The original was Ringu was Japanese.
Yeah.
I've seen that too.
Did you see that one too?
Also very scary.
Yeah.
But I thought it's like The Grudge. I thought the American one was scarier. In The Ring.
Then the foreign one?
The Grudge, I don't remember.
Is the one where they
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
The Grudge is the one where they start doing that clicking noise.
Too. Oh, yeah, the little kids in the wall.
Yeah.
Japanese boy in the wall.
Yeah.
Isn't a Japanese boy in your wall?
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, you don't want
In the
that
wall.
ever.
No.
So I mean, you know, I went. I understand it's a fine movie, but I'm like, fuck this. I was reminded why I don't like going to these movies. I don't like being scared like that. Why do people like being scared? What's the answer to that?
I think because they're scared in like a safe environment.
It makes you feel alive. Is that it? You're feeling
it's fun.
something.
Yeah, it's fun. You know,
It's not fun.
No,
it's not fun.
Roller coasters.
Yeah, roller coasters.
People like experiencing danger and knowing that you're going to get out of it okay.
Okay, exactly.
Well, I don't like the roller coasters.
I don't either.
Right.
I'll ride them. I'm not the pussy that's sitting out, but I don't enjoy.
I'll go on a roller coaster.
I don't enjoy them, but I'll do it.
Right.
Have you seen this new roller coaster?
I was on it. Where is it?
What's this
What's
new
this
roller
one?
coaster?
You're riding a bike on the roller coaster,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and you go down while you're pedaling.
Do you actually have to ride the bike?
Yeah,
Where's this?
there's-
China?
In
Fun?
Japan.
Oh, why wouldn't they?
There's no guards or anything to keep you from falling out either.
Yeah, but they're going nice and slow above the trees.
That's
Is it all
terrifying.
rusty? Look at how fucking rusty that track is. Look at that shitty, rusty track. I would not feel confident on this track.
Did you see the new Joker roller coaster at Six Flags?
Is it good?
That looks
Yeah,
good.
that's bad.
Yeah.
This is like you're just going for a leisurely bike
wait.
ride above the trees. Where does it get scary?
There's one where it has the loops.
Wait, where's
What
the? Now,
do you
where's
mean
the-
it has loops?
Where's the Joker roller coaster? What does that do? Does that
at
start
Six
out
Flags.
like in Gotham and then just ends up on a massage table at the end? Get it?
This is just
Yep.
This is just stupid. This is just above the trees. You're going on one of those double bikes that you could do it on the boardwalk down on the Jersey
But does
Shore.
it go down? That would be kind of fun.
It looks like it doesn't go down at all.
It's a nice
just a
view
bike
with a
ride.
bridge.
It's just a bike ride. You're up high doing a bike
Are
ride.
there any new roller coasters at Hershey Park?
What's
I'm
that
going to
one
Hershey
called?
Park.
That one's called, like, I think, the Rusty Shitbox. I've never seen a rustier hunk of metal than that fucking roller coaster.
The RSB.
Yeah, the RSB.
They're just pedaling along. That looks like it would be just enjoyable.
That's a delightful bike
Yeah,
ride.
you're just enjoying the scenery. It looks like somewhere in Japan.
But being scared is an endorphin rush in a way, like other things are.
Right.
I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
But I love a good scary. It makes you feel something. It's like a good movie that makes you cry. It's
Right.
like, oh man, and we did something.
Yeah.
It
Right.
broke through.
And then, I mean, I got to give it to Roland. So then, I mean, the movie's almost 2 hours. He leaves about 20 minutes in. And then I finally leave the theater. They show some of the real shit because it's based on a real story. So they show some of the real photos and play a little audio. So you should stay to the end. I don't think that's giving away anything.
No.
And then I leave the theater and there is good old Roland waiting for me. And he's just having a nice chat with one of the publicists. And then what? Other people left the movie too because they were scared? People weren't leaving the movie because it sucked, that's for sure.
Just me and some other old man.
Oh, only
That's
two
it.
people left
He didn't
because
the
they
old
were
man.
scared.
No, he didn't like it.
No, he got too scared, and then he looked at me. Where are you out here for? I go, I'm scared too. He goes,
Yeah, what got you in there?
painting.
The painting?
No more. Don't say anymore.
Yeah, but everyone had a
That's it.
chance to see it yesterday.
I know.
Yeah, but the audience didn't.
No, but that's all I'll say, though. But it scared the shit out of me.
It scared
And
the shit out of you and you were done.
And the kids that,
Yeah.
I'm going to see it this afternoon. I have a 5-hour break after this.
Really?
I'll see it this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't
by
know.
myself.
Is
Maybe
it
I'll
out
go
today?
tonight. I'll
No,
find a young
tomorrow.
lady to go to. Oh,
Tomorrow.
God damn it.
I think it starts tomorrow. We got one of those special previews last night.
Can you get tickets for this afternoon?
they say they're doing one more.
And then we leave the movie theater, and then I was able to finesse Roland into walking me home.
Were you scared?
It was I guess a little in a weird way. It was dark, and then everything. Your whole neighborhood just feels different after you see a
That's why
movie
you
like
take a
that.
cab after a horror. There's never a ghost in a cab.
Right.
That's the safest place after a ghost movie is a taxi.
Yeah.
You don't get to see an apparition.
Except Bill Cosby and Ghost Dad.
Yeah, and Ghostbusters.
And Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But those ghosts look like fun ghosts.
Yeah.
You don't want Bathsheba.
Have you ever left a movie horrified? Like, I've actually left a movie in the middle where I could. The only one that ever happened was Jungle Fever. Couldn't handle it. Offended me and scared me.
I liked I was able to talk Roland into walking me right to my door.
And
That's
Like
hilarious.
he was walking a date home. Gave me a goodnight kiss, and I went upstairs.
Well, what time? By the time you got home is what, 10:30?
It was
11,
late.
something like that?
No, it was about. We got out of there around. It was like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
A little
Oh,
after
wow.
9, maybe we were walking home. And then I had all the lights on in my apartment, and then I'm just watching the basketball game for distraction. Then I turn all the lights off, and I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I turn a corner, and there's a Minion balloon left over from a birthday party that's just been floating around my house for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was for my son's birthday, and of course that made me jump out of my skin for a split second till I realized.
I'll tell you what.
Those life-size balloons, do you do that for your kid?
The life-size balloons?
And then they just wander around your house?
Well, I usually just let them go in the backyard when I'm done with them.
These are the big ones, with the character ones.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden it just shows up in your shower or something because it just slowly moves its way around the apartment depending on the airflow.
Yeah.
You need a pretty big apartment to lose a big balloon in it. Most people can't relate to that. You ever have a hot air balloon with 6 people float by you in your kitchen? No, I haven't, actually.
Well, these things started in the living room, and then now they're just all over the house. They've just been slowly moving around. And, this year my son wanted Minions balloons, so we got him Minions balloons. That's which roller coaster is that?
That's the Joker.
And it flips you around like that?
Yeah.
Upside down.
That I don't know if I'd like.
That doesn't look as high as a lot of other roller coasters.
It's not. It's more the spinning around.
Oh, really?
I would just get dizzy.
I think
I hate that.
I think I could do that one. It's the high ones where the slow
King Dakar. You can't do King Dakar.
That's to your point.
King Dakar is the best roller coaster.
Yeah.
I've
and then
ever
you
been on.
finally get to the top, and then you dip over the other side. I hate that shit.
Look at this. All I would do is vomit on the other patrons. That's all I'd be doing.
Yeah, because you're spinning in 360 degrees while it's moving around.
Yeah,
the
I
track.
think you would get pretty fucking dizzy, no?
I wish Travis loves that shit. Like, I wish I...
Yeah, roller coaster.
I like it.
Would you go on that?
That?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, he would go on
Would you
in
get
a
sick on it?
second.
Maybe, but it would be fun.
Okay.
It depends on if I eat or not. I mean, I don't know.
How about if you had coffee and some goulash?
Yeah, that might do it.
Goulash.
I always bring that to an amusement park, a big plastic baggie of goulash. And I open it up, I let everybody dip their hands in goulash. Kids, they want some goulash before we go on.
It's the humps that'll get
You've
me.
been to Cedar Point?
No, I haven't.
Or Sandusky, what's it called Sandusky Park?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
That's what it's called.
That's where you
It's
lie on a
actually-
little roller coaster and you go backwards.
Is it really called Sandusky Park?
They had a petition they wanted to change the name of their thing because of the whole thing. But it's called Sandusky Park.
But they're not related to that Sandusky,
I know,
obviously.
but
If they were, I'd go. I'd support that amusement park. If they were like, we're going to stand by our man. Hey, look, there's one in the dark. What's that called? Oh, that's the Dottie.
Oh, God.
No,
So-
man. I do like rides. Or these 3D, 4D rides are sick too.
Yeah, those
The
are
Spider-Man ride down
Spider-Man at
Universal.
Universal is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Hulk when it just shoots you out of
What
nowhere.
makes it awesome?
They completely changed the Hulk ride too. It's totally new.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to get down
What
there.
makes these rides awesome? You can't just say they're awesome.
Yeah, what's the new Hulk ride? Is that where the Hulk, you come out of a giant cock into Heather Clem's vagina?
Yep.
Yells the N-word.
The Spider-Man ride, because it makes you believe that you're really on top of the building or swinging, so that's why, but you're really not moving. So it fucks with your, imagination.
Yeah, it's 4D. It incorporates.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's got like a big green screen and shit?
Yes,
Oh, all
exactly.
right.
It's like the Back to the Future ride used to be down there. I
Yeah.
think that's replaced
That's
it. Maybe.
gone,
Or
yeah.
the human body. Remember the human body?
Yeah.
As the ride in Universal?
I did the Back to the Future ride, but
Yeah.
that got dated.
That's not
Yeah,
The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Huh?
this-
Oh, now it's The Simpsons?
Yeah.
right.
I went on Confrontation.
Oh God, that's terrible.
When I went to with my girlfriend at the time, Tina. This is back, I think, before I even did stand up. Or I just started stand up. Might be 89, 90, and we went to Universal Park or whatever. And Confrontation just like and shakes you around a little bit.
It's like Earthquake too. Did you
Yes.
go on Earthquake?
no.
You're just like moving around.
You didn't think Confrontation was scary?
I went in that one. Yeah. Yeah.
The original rides at Universal Studios Florida were all just terrible, except
Right.
for like Back to the Future.
Right.
E.T. was bad.
Yeah.
Earthquake was
bad.
horrible.
Earthquake, Jaws, they were all just
Yeah.
bad
Right.
rides.
They were still fun, though, but they were
Yeah,
bad.
they were fine because it was the 80s.
They were fine for the time.
I'm telling you, don't underestimate Hershey Park. That's a good.
Hershey Park's great.
Got the Super Duper Looper, the Comet, the Big.
My
Bad
daughter
Wolf.
went on that. She loved it.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So you'll go to Hershey Park?
I'm fucking saddled up. I go to Hershey Park every year.
We used to go.
I
as
stay
kids.
at the Bird in Hand.
We haven't gone in a long fucking time.
It's the best.
What's scarier? What's scarier, The Conjuring 2 or 6 homeboys cutting in front of you at Hershey Park?
6 Amish fucking Ezekiel cutting you off with a horse and buggy. Speaking of cutoff, I was driving here today and I saw a fucking accident. I saw some guy drill into the back. This is on the BQE. Drill into the back of a minivan, and I slowed down. I saw the whole thing. Then the guy who hit the guy in the back swerves off, goes all the way to the HOV lane, and starts booking it down to get away from the accident. And I saw the guy in the minivan. He didn't look hurt, but he looked like startled. And
of course,
so I just natural reaction tried like chasing, like I tried to follow.
Why would you do that?
But what happened, then literally 10 seconds into this, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to what am I going to go back around, get off, give this guy the license plate? I felt like a rat doing
No,
it.
you don't be a rat. You give a 911 call and you say, this is the license plate of the guy who took off.
Yeah, if you were just getting the license plate, that's one thing.
That's it. I don't know. I kind of just felt like
I thought you were going to try to get in front of him and do some kind of skid to, stop his motion.
Yeah. You were karma.
You were just trying to get the license plate.
What?
You're karma. You were going to, like, you said karma's going to get him. You would have been karma if you would have called up 911. That's a hit and
That's
run.
true.
But you tried.
Myself.
You tried. But anyway, anyone that's going to leave an accident like that, I don't know if you want to mess with him.
Yeah, he looked like as soon as I saw, because I saw the whole thing, he came to the left, but he kind of looked like, you ever seen when Breaking Bad, those 2 Mexican brothers who would just kill everyone? He looked like one of those brothers. So I got like that little fear. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with fucking.
It's all the drunks driving home.
Yeah.
When we used to get in earlier, oh my God, the shit you would see in the morning was crazy.
Yeah.
People blowing lights all the time just in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And then also the steamed up cars, which was kind of fun to see.
Right.
Where people are just hooking up in cars. That's when I lived in a brownstone on a side street.
Yeah.
You would always see that shit going on.
Yeah.
Someone would park on my street and the windows would get nice and foggy. Every once in a while you would come across one of those.
I hope you'd knock on the window and tell them to move it along. That's the last thing.
Not in this neighborhood.
Please stop doing that.
And then the Walk of Shames, you would see that a lot.
Yeah.
But now that we changed the hours a little bit, you don't see as much of that shit.
We see walks of happiness on the way to work.
Everyone
Walks of day greeting.
Everyone just starting their day, crossing the road without even fucking looking as you're flying down the avenues. They don't even look. They're crazy.
I know.
The people that just step off the curb and they don't give a flying fuck.
No.
But I mean that's trusting.
Yeah.
Because they're assuming you're going to do the right thing, but everyone is distracted by their phones when they're driving. I hate to say it, but a lot of people are. So why would you take that chance that the person isn't looking down because they assume they got the green light and they're checking their dumb phone and they're going to fucking plow you right over?
Right.
I don't get it. We just missed one today and Kenny was in complete focus. This person walked off the curb and didn't give a fuck.
And you have to jam on the brakes?
He made a little move. I mean, I'm not going to oversell it, but he made a little move.
He had to swerve out.
But if Kenny was distracted by whatever, it could have easily happened.
I'm amazed by people who you send them a text, you get the text back, driving now.
Right.
Like, the responsibility of that is impressive.
Right.
Oh, no,
I'm a bad texter and driver.
When I gave up on my BlackBerry where you could feel the letters, I was still texting and driving, but as soon as I couldn't feel them anymore, that's when I stopped.
But now there's Siri though, talk texting,
right? Every once in a while, if I'm in bumper to bumper traffic and it's moving really slow, I'll take a peek like anyone else. But in general, I don't really look at my phone anymore when I'm driving.
I'll text talk doing 80. I want to lick your asshole.
Really?
Comma. You have to say the punctuation.
Yeah.
Hearing somebody talk text is the worst. Yeah. I know, LOL, exclamation point. So, comma, should we, parentheses. It's fucking exhausting.
Let me say hi to Brian in Charlotte. Yes. Brian, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, I completely relate to you. My kids have like an attachment to their balloons, so we can never get rid of them. But one night, one of them had wandered up our stairs and into our bedroom and got stuck in our ceiling fan at about 2:30 in the morning, and it scared the living shit out of us.
Yeah, see, I don't know. You don't do the balloon thing, obviously, Jimmy. It's a thing.
I'm a ceiling fan or kids or a balloon.
Yeah,
I'm 0 for 3 in that story.
I mean, you get the regular balloons; they last maybe a day if you're lucky, and those all hit the floor. But if you get the special ones, a character that they're into, and in my son's case this year it was the Minion balloon. These things just start fucking floating around because you don't want to get rid of them. They're expensive, and B, the kids like them even past the birthday party. These things can last almost a month, right, Brian?
Yeah, this was like an Elsa and Anna balloon.
Yes. and you come across it when you least expect it. It gives you a quick little what the fuck, especially if it's dark and you're moving around your apartment a little bit.
Well, the sounds of the blades hitting that thing. I mean, I was convinced that my house was. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's for a balloon getting something being struck in your room would be awful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because you're not expecting that shit.
My toilet is an automatic toilet. It'll go like. It makes these weird click sounds when you walk in sometimes. Right. And then I guess it has a self-clean, but I'm laying there and I'll hear that in the other room, and it's every time it scares me. Or when the vent turns on and off for the AC, the automatic AC.
Sure. Yeah.
It every time fucking horrifies me.
Yeah. What, do you think the spirits are a little cold and they're turning up your heat?
No, I think that somebody with a pipe is walking into my house to murder me. I never think it's spirits. Yeah. I always think it's a guy who's there to hurt me.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have a common story with that. So that made me laugh this morning. You guys have a great day.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
thanks,
I thought some people could relate to that balloon shit.
Yeah.
In his case, it floated all the way upstairs on its own.
That's not a scary ghost, though, when you can defeat it with a pin.
Right. Good point. Ask him why he was puking Fruity Pebbles on the side of the Bell Parkway yesterday. Was that you?
Yeah. Because I there was no breakfast in my house, so I had some of my stepson's Fruity Pebbles, and then like a couple hours later, I went for a jog on the Bell Parkway Promenade. And I just started I just pushed too far, and then the next thing you know, I'm throwing up Fruity Pebbles into the Hudson River.
From working out?
Yeah, from working out on the side of the belt.
Oh, you were just running too hard?
Yeah, because
Fruity Pebbles are fucking delicious.
I'm sure they are.
Oh, they're amazing.
I prefer Cocoa Pebbles. But call in with your favorites.
No,
I do. I prefer a good Cocoa Pebble, yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
I know we're about to go hack. We'll stop it here, but Fruity Pebbles is definitely better.
I'm sure they're good. I just don't know. I've always just preferred
You always went cocoa.
Yeah, I didn't prefer a particularly fruity.
What about Apple Jacks?
I mean, my lifestyle makes up for that. I didn't prefer fruity cereal. Apple Jacks very
Fruit
good.
Loops?
Apple Jacks were good with, except with the texture. It was like eating delicious bricks. I hated the fucking... No, wait. No, what was the one with the rough texture?
Oh, Captain Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Crunch stinks.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Well,
right, E-Rock?
No.
You like Captain Crunch?
You have to very sparingly, but you can, Captain Crunch is good if you have it once in a while.
What about Frankenberries?
No, it's too sweet.
Yeah, they remind me of Nancy Grace. I can't eat them.
They were all good.
All right, yeah, let me...
Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
That's the go-to.
Yeah, that's the best.
I mean, you don't even have to say that.
Yeah.
I just like the song.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one cereal these days.
So, yeah, it's got to be.
It's right the fuck up there. Let's go to Alex in D.C. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey.
You guys were talking about the Ring and scary movies.
Yeah.
We're potty training my daughter. She was like 2. Fucking woke me up, comes to the side of my bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Her hair was just in front of her. Jesus Christ. Talk about fucking waking you up out of bed, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, because your stupid brain's a little weaker at night, too. So, so this dumb stuff you would see during the day, you wouldn't even think twice about.
Well, she was just tapping me because she had to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Tapping me, and I look up and I see all I see is just hair in front of her head, like her face, like in the fucking movie. It's just like, holy shit. Almost fucking makes you shit your pants, man. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Have a good one, fellas.
All right, man.
If you want to see the scariest TV show I've ever seen in my entire life, it's called The Ghost Inside My Child. I forgot. I don't know what channel it's on. Maybe it's on like LMN, which is the new Lifetime movie network, and they call it abbreviated LMN. But The Ghost Inside My Child, it's real. Right. It's real stuff, real stories, and you meet the real people.
How do they prove that it's real? Anyone could say based on a true story.
I had a white shade on.
Yeah. No, this is like crazy shit. Like it's crazy, crazy, crazy shit.
Is this? Oh no, that's
what's
the
that?
Ring.
The Ring?
The Ring opening scene.
Oh, The Ring.
I never heard of this TV show.
It only got one season, probably, because it scared everybody. It's called The Ghost Inside My Child.
It didn't get one season because it scared everybody. It got one season because no one liked it.
I'm telling you, it's real.
All right, but it got one season because people weren't digging it.
There was one story about a kid who was like 7 years old, all of a sudden started laughing. He was watching Hitler on the History Channel. He was. His father had the History Channel, and Hitler was yelling in German.
Yeah, but I think if you're a kid, you would laugh at something like that because you don't understand what all that shit is. Hitler kind of looks like a cartoon character to begin with.
Then you laugh. But once you understand, then you jerk off to it.
Then a knee slapper. But then he started saying to his dad what Hitler was saying, and the kid was just a 7-year-old kid in, regular American middle school, and then he proceeds to tell his dad who he is now, and it's like this soldier who was killed in World War II, Russian soldier, and all these facts that the kid is saying turn out to be true.
Really?
And it's unbelievable. And then they find this guy's family, and, you figure out that, well, they tell you that, this kid is being possessed, and then it's a phenomenon that happens where they say ghosts take over children because they're innocent and they don't know and they allow it to happen, and 9/11 victims taking over children. It's crazy.
I don't want to do the kid thing today. We've done it over the years.
Right.
These fuckers will call you up with kid stories that'll scare the shit out of you, where the kid is talking to some old grandma that died, and the kid
or a judge or a prosecutor,
and the kid never met the fucking grandmother.
Right.
If you want those stories, they'll start fucking calling.
I don't want it, but I mean,
they will freak you the fuck out.
Sure. So he's sitting there giving details. You're like, I don't remember that happening. Liar. There was a ghost in there, not me.
A ghost.
No.
Well, how about speaking of the house that I grew up in, that my mother still has, right? She still lives there. She told me, like 6 months ago, we were just, talking, whatever. I was there with my daughter, and she said that the people who lived in the house, my mother got that house in 1984, the people who lived there before, there was a couple, it was a married couple, they had lived there for 30 years previously. The wife had died, right, they were older, and the husband couldn't take it and blew his brains out in the living room. And then my mother got the house for like way cheaper. And she said she was never scared. She never mentioned it. I never saw a ghost, heard a ghost. But if I would have known that, I would have seen his spirit.
But I would assume
constantly.
Every house has some shit that happened in there.
Somebody commit suicide in the living room, you would move into that house?
Well, no.
Probably get a better deal on it. Why not?
She did. She said she bought the house for like $25,000.
No, when we were you can't call it house hunting, but when we were trying to find our apartment back in the day, we saw one. I'm trying to remember, somewhere in the '80s in Columbus Avenue, and like it matters to people. And we were going through, and the mom was there, who was one of the owners, and she was going through the house quickly, and she really wanted to sell this fucking house, and we felt her energy, and she was like following us and trying to really sell the place, and look at the beautiful backyard, and look at this room, you could do a lot with this, and in one particular room it got a little weird, I remember. Right. And then outside I asked our realtor, I'm like, all right, what the fuck was that about? It was so obvious that it wasn't your average walking through someone's apartment type of thing, and they're not allowed to tell you that shit, I learned after the fact. And she's like, I'm not really supposed to tell you, but their son committed suicide in that particular room, and they just want to get the fuck out, and I believe they were from another country, and they just wanted to move the fuck home, and they wanted to sell this place immediately. And then she said, look, you probably could get a good deal on this place because they really want to sell. And I'm like, it was something about that. I'm like, and it was a beautiful place. I'm like, fuck that. That's too fucking weird, man.
I can't do. If somebody dies of natural causes in the house, something like that, or has a heart attack, that's one thing, but suicide, I feel like that's your spirit's not passing over right away, and you're going to linger.
Oh, right. You believe in all that stuff.
I do. I don't believe. I've never seen anything.
I don't know what I believe in. I'm not going to lie to you, but I don't know. I don't know if you pass over and all that shit.
I don't know. My Aunt Eileen, who's a very, sophisticated, normal woman, nurse, she claims that she sees everyone that dies in our family. She claims that she talks to them. She's a normal, very normal woman. Just a normal, lady.
What do you mean she talks to everybody?
She said that people who pass away in our family,
right,
come and tell her.
Oh, she just needs attention.
I don't know.
She just needs attention. Do you believe it? Does anyone in your family believe it?
We believe it because she's a very normal. If she, I have like a kooky aunt, like I have my Aunt Jeanette's kooky,
right?
You know, I wouldn't believe it from her, but my Aunt Eileen is very like she's a very down to earth lady, just normal.
Has she said anything that where people go, holy fuck, that's a little weird?
Well, like she said, okay, for example, when her mother died, she said that the next day after like the funeral, her mother called. She got a phone call and it was from her mother, and her mother was on the other line saying, "Hi, Eileen, I'm okay," and then like it hung up.
Does everyone immediately tell Aunt Eileen to shut up? Not true. You didn't get a phone call. Yeah. No, you didn't.
I feel like she just needs maybe a little attention. From something might have happened, or
you think?
You think the dead person was on the other end of the phone?
I don't know. I think if you start seeing dead relatives of yours, you're going to die soon.
Look, if you could prove that shit, that means when you die, you go on.
Right.
That's why a lot of people are into this shit, because if you could actually prove it, which it has not been proven.
Yes, but Opie,
there's some good stories out there, but
you gotta live your life believing that it's there. This way, just in case it's not, you'll be all right. If you believe it's not there and then it's there, you're not going to pass through the pearly gates, and that's your fault. You know what I'm saying?
You believe that?
You got to believe that. I got to take the chance.
I just assume if there's something else, no matter what you believe on Earth, it's just going to happen.
It's just going to happen.
Right. It's not someone going, well, you didn't believe in this shit when you were alive, so fuck you.
Right.
I think it just happens if that's the case.
If that's the case.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Let me say hi to Bill in Boston. What's up, Bill?
So my mother bought my son like a fucking 4-foot Batman balloon.
Oh,
I didn't know about it. I come home at night. Thing had deflated, and it looked like a fucking person walking around in my kitchen. I grabbed the Ninja Turtle sword, like I'm going to go and like fight a burglar with the fucking plastic sword.
Right.
Turns out it's just, I woke the entire fucking neighborhood up. I was ready to call 911 on a goddamn balloon. I hate balloons. They should be banned and never sold again.
I'm telling you.
They suck.
It's a thing. When you come upon them, it will fucking freak you out for a split second.
Also, real quick, there have been some laws passed in some states where you have to disclose if there's been a death in the house.
Oh, really?
That's happened recently in the past 5-10 years.
I think...
when I bought my house, that was the first question I asked the realtor. Who died?
I think I vaguely remember that you could look up addresses to see if anything happened in that.
If you ask the realtor,
I think we did it on the show, matter of fact.
The realtor's supposed to tell you now if you ask him and he or she knows.
Oh, here you go. Deceased. Diedinhouse.com.
Thanks, guys. See
what Died in House can do for you. You could just put any address in there?
Put in a comedy club to see what comics have fucking eaten it.
I mean, after, we had a big house growing up, and after everyone left, 7 kids, my parents started having tenants. And fast forward, this was a whole bunch of years later. We had I'm not sure if he was the Vietnam vet. I might be getting my stories mixed up, but this guy had some issues, and he was cool, and he lived in our house for many, many years. And it turns out that he committed suicide with the train tracks. He decided to park his car on the fucking train tracks in Greenlawn, and you can look it up. It was a local story. That fucking guy lived in my parents' our old house as a tenant. And then they found the suicide note in his fucking house, in his room, which I believe was the room I grew up in. They gave it to this guy many years later. And then his family came over and had to grab all his possessions from our house. It was fucked up. I think he put a note on his windshield as well. Like, yeah, no, I meant to fucking do this. And we knew the guy. When I would go and visit my parents from time to time, I would run into him. He would seem like a very nice guy, sort of a loner. He wanted to keep to himself. But man, that's how he went out.
Train's a scary way to do it.
Yeah. The train, you think?
Scary way to do it.
Yeah. Why? Because you don't know if it's a guarantee. I guess if you kill yourself, you want to make sure it's a guarantee.
It's a fast guarantee. Like you got to probably put your head. You got to need balls to do that.
I think he was in the car.
Oh, he pulled up, right.
Oh, no, he put his car on the fucking tracks. I know that for a fact.
Every once in a while, someone was telling me recently that her friend tried to commit suicide in the train and her leg got cut off and she lived.
Ouch.
So maybe she bailed at the last second or whatever, but there are times where people get mashed up against the wall.
Right.
Like, it just seems like you're probably dead 98% of the time.
Right.
But man, if you're one of those 2%, shitty way.
I think in a lot of cases, last second you go, no, I don't want to fucking do this. And then it's like too fucking late.
Too late.
Gunshots, too.
Gunshots, and then you're pulling away, but it either is too late or it leaves you really fucked up in the end.
Yeah.
Let's say, God, the phones are lit over this.
We're talking about some crazy shit.
Connor in Connecticut. Go ahead, Connor.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I had a friend, and she's really into security and stuff like that. She's got every friggin' door and window alarm to the ass in her house. And she was alone at home one night in her bedroom asleep, and the house alarm goes off, and she's got like a keypad right next to the headboard in her bedroom. And she turns off the alarm. The alarm company calls, and they're like, she's like, what window broke? And they're like, oh, it's the master bedroom window. Where are you? She's like, I'm in the bedroom. And then she just heard the operator on the other end of the line go, he's in the bedroom with you. And it was a false alarm, but she just sat there on the floor, like, freaking out for like an hour until the husband came home, so.
Right.
That's a movie line.
What?
Jill, he's in the house.
Oh, that's the phone call, right?
Yeah, but get out. He's in the house. And then the door opens upstairs and you see the shadow.
Well, didn't they say...
yeah.
Isn't that the one where they trace the phone call? This is way old school, and they go, we traced the call, it's coming from the house.
Inside the house.
And then they look up the stairs, I think, to realize there's some shit going on upstairs.
Do we have that? Have you checked?
Oh, I don't want to see this stuff.
When a stranger called.
I think it is when a stranger.
Oh my God, I'm getting chills on my fucking
hear his
neck.
voice.
No. All right, yeah, look it up here.
That, I remember that movie, yeah, but this did happen to my friend. She's a total security nut.
Right.
She told me this story, yeah.
Yeah, Amazing Randy's still offering $1 million to prove that there's life after you die.
That was Carol Kane who was in that.
Is
that who that is?
That's a young Carol Kane. You nailed it. Yeah, that's definitely right. Yeah, find that scene. You found the whole movie, so we'll get that in a second.
Sure.
And we go to thank you, buddy. Dominic in Staten Island. Go ahead.
I don't think that's it, by the way.
Opie, what's up, man?
Hey, buddy.
Chris, you're killing me, man. I love you, but you really believe this stuff?
Believe what? What?
The ghosts and the Nazi kid and the dad standing there.
Listen, it's not that I don't totally... First of all, I don't want to say, put it in the universe that I don't believe, because then I feel like a ghost is going to fuck with me, so I won't say all that. But I believe that... Yeah, first of all, yeah, I do believe that there's some type of spirit realm. I think all the energy that we have in our bodies, it's got to go somewhere. Maybe it's not ghosts or, heaven, hell. I'm not saying that, but it's got to, I feel like science at some point can prove that the energy can't just leave when you die. It's got to do something.
Oh, I'm not going to argue with that, but do you think these ghosts, like, they're supposed to be in heaven and bliss? You think they're just going to sit around and, like, fuck with your kid on fucking Hitler fucking documentaries?
Look, Ghost Inside My Child, I don't know. The way they explained it.
Well, I got to jump in, Dom.
Yeah.
People are just assholes when they live their regular lives. So, of course, if this shit is really happening, yeah, I do believe there's going to be some real dickhead ghosts that are going to fuck with your kids and everything else.
Oh, yeah, I can go around and fuck with as many people as possible. That's a guarantee. But, I just don't see it happening, man. I really don't.
Go watch it. Go Google Ghosts Inside My Child and watch some of these episodes and see if you don't get a little freaked out and believe it a little bit. Some of them are ridiculous, but some of them wow, they're proving it.
I think the show is a bust, and that's why it was only one season.
I don't know.
I agree,
Unlike Benders that just got fucked over.
Got fucked over. Catch it on Netflix. It's streaming.
A few people, but it was sort of boring, so I didn't go to them. They said they checked out Benders on Netflix and really, really loved it. So
thank you.
I should acknowledge that. All right. Hey, thanks, Dominic.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right,
thanks,
buddy.
Dom.
Let's say hi to Rob all the way in Canada. Rob.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Good. Yeah, me and my wife were watching Gothica, and then the part where Halle Berry's in the mental institute or whatever, and then she's walking through the hall or whatever, and the lights go out. Well, at the same time, the lights in our house go out, and only our house The street lights were on. All the other houses were on. I called my dad at the source. Is electricity still on? He's like, yeah. He said, why is it? Because the lights went out here. And it was fucking weird. Like, we were right there after that. When the lights came back on, we watched the rest of the movie with the lights on because it just freaked us right the fuck out.
I wouldn't watch the rest of the movie. I'm assuming it's some kind of coincidence.
Yeah,
you blew a circuit breaker at a perfect time.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
So, but anyways, like, it's no.
All right, buddy. We're trying to find this scene from When a Stranger Calls.
What is When a Stranger Calls about? Getting stalked?
Just the phone calls. You just hear the call.
I found it.
Okay.
Oh, you did find it? All right. Thank you, sir. And Ed in Florida, hold on. We're going to go to you next. But first this. If we...
Oh, E-Rock, what do you do? You're breaking everything.
It's just fucking...
When a stranger calls, hello? Is Frank there?
Oh, now it's...
No, he doesn't live here.
Now it's just buffering.
Me home.
Oh.
Or maybe even the police.
Call the police.
I want to talk to you.
Oh, boy.
You missed it. Oh, E-Rock wasn't there yet.
Oh, I thought you were ready.
Yeah, he's still looking.
Oh, I thought you were ready for us. All right.
No, she was hoping it was someone who could fix her perm. Hoping it was a hairdresser.
All right, let me go on to Ed in Florida. Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Hey, buddy. We're doing well, man.
Well, I think it was yesterday, Bobby Brown was in the news saying that he had sex with a ghost.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see the clip, but I did hear that.
It's a big story today, Bobby Brown. But, I mean, the guy did a lot of drugs.
I'm sure it was within the last 3 years.
Did a lot of fucking drugs. I mean, who's buying this shit?
He said the ghost mounted him or something.
Yeah.
And now you got the clip, Eric?
Yeah.
All right, and then you got to find the Bobby Brown thing for me. Yeah, we'll go to that in a second, Ed. Thank you. But first, we go back to When a Stranger Calls. Go ahead.
Leave me alone! Jill, this is Sergeant Sacker. Listen to me. We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Got a squad car's on the way over there right now. Just get out of that house. Jill.
Jesus. She looks up the stairs. Yeah, I remember this chick. I never saw this.
We didn't have any of the calls.
It's all over the place for all the calls.
No. I just wanted to hear what he asked if she's checked the children.
That was the call we were on.
Yeah.
Imagine opening the door and you see Charles Durden. That would be funny. I loved you in Dog Day Afternoon.
Does he kill her then?
Huh?
What happens then?
I don't remember anymore.
He pushes her back in the house and lets the guy kill her. He's a cop, but he gets annoyed that she was hassling with the phone, so she opens the door and then he just kicks her back in and the stranger kills her, and then they arrest the stranger for a B&E, but he had an outstanding... This is the first 5 minutes of the movie. The second hour and 40 minutes is about the guy saying he was drunk, he was in the wrong house, and the legal action that ensues.
It's actually a pretty good plot. Did you make it all up?
Yep.
What are you thinking? I just wish they played the music a little louder for dramatic effect.
The entire movie, that's all it is.
I felt like the music was a little low. Jesus.
It's a bit much.
It drowned out everything, that music.
When a stranger calls.
There was one more in here. Oh, no, you wanted this, so all right, we got to take at least one of these.
What is it now?
You wanted to deal with the kid thing. Go ahead, Kevin in New York. Every time we talk about this shit, they come out of the woodwork where their kids do all sorts of scary, fucking ghostly bullshit. Go ahead, Kevin.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, my granddaughter, my daughter came home, and my granddaughter said, "What happened to the old man that was on the porch? They came to say hi and played with me, and they live way out in the middle of nowhere." And so I knew Uncle Paul would love this.
Of course.
And so I had my daughter start going through old pictures, and my father died 7 years ago, and my granddaughter had never, ever met him or seen a picture of him, and she goes, "That's the old man right there, the old man with the gray hair," and it was my father's picture.
Shit. There you go. I don't want to take these fucking calls because this is where it gets fucked up. How old was your kid at the time?
My granddaughter was 3.
Really?
Little liar.
Have a good time, guys. I love the show.
Thanks. I would like to throw logic at that and just assume it's just some weird coincidence, right? Her imaginary friend, and then she points out the fucking...
Yeah, of course. My imaginary friend's name was Helen. It was a woman with a beehive hairdo. It doesn't make sense when you're a kid.
Right. Let's go to Ed in Philly. Go ahead, Ed.
Gentlemen, hey, I work for Amtrak. I work on the tracks themselves, and I talk to a lot of the train engineers. And they say a lot of times what people will do to commit suicide is read books. Like they'll have a Bible or a book lay in the middle of the tracks, or they'll have their headphones on so they can't. A lot of people get, like, second thoughts when they hear or see that thing coming, so they just...
Even with headphones, you still hear the train coming.
Oh, you'll feel it vibrating. You'll feel the track vibrating a bit.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier when you're sitting there paying attention to something else. And
how can you pay attention to anything else when you know you're sitting on train tracks? How easily do you focus on other shit?
But this guy works for Amtrak, so you've heard that this is some of the shit they do?
Oh, I'm sure they do, but you have to know it's coming.
I can't imagine keeping your focus on a book or something, or a good song on your phone.
I can't focus on a book when I'm in my apartment alone
with the candle on and complete silence, right?
Much less with the fucking train possibly coming. Because I'm like, what's going to happen? I'll never make it. If the local's on time, I'm not going to find out who did this crime.
That's why they got the audio books
that's
now.
That's the most common way down here. It happens at least once every couple of weeks down here, and it's a big deal for about a half hour. They clean up the front of the train and they go. Like,
people kill themselves once every couple of weeks.
You want to take these calls too? These are all our go-tos. Oh, now you're going to hear from all the train people.
Oh, all right. I don't want to know.
And then, like, I used to be on the job. I couldn't handle it anymore because, I saw, someone purposely step in front of my train when I was the conductor. You want those calls too?
No, I don't want them.
It happens way more than you realize.
Holy
to the point,
shit.
like he said, that they have protocol, like, all right, just clean off the front of the fucking train, call the authorities, and we're moving on.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst is when you're driving by, like when we're working on the tracks, and you know where someone did it, and then you see like if there's a concrete barrier on the side. Usually they do it where they can get down where no one can see them to come down and like talk them out of it.
Right.
So it's usually enclosed a little bit.
Right.
When you're working on the tracks, you see that splatter all over the wall. It stays up there. It never goes away. It doesn't wash off.
Right.
So,
well, I would assume if they know that it's not a high traffic area, I mean, who's gonna really clean up that splatter really, really well? So something's going to be left behind. Jesus.
Yeah, sometimes they do find body parts, and then they have to call the police. They have to come in and, get the coroner down there to get the body parts off there. But for the most part, I talked to a lot of engineers, and that seems to be the common story. Is
do they really need the coroner to come down?
Well, yeah, because maybe it's not that body, part of that body.
This was no heart attack, Sam! Quince, why do you say that? Because his head is in a ditch and his arms are missing.
All right.
I don't know. That's the most common way I've heard. So.
Yeah, I don't like how you're just casually telling us this, like it's no big deal.
Last week in 95, a guy jumped off the South Street overpass on the 95 in the middle of rush hour traffic. Just 40 years old, just jumped off the overpass. Almost wiped out a tractor trailer.
Yeah, that's when that shit gets selfish. Yeah.
Yeah,
we have that in Manhattan.
These
people jump from the top of the buildings. They don't give a fuck who's on the sidewalk.
If you Google that on, I think it's NBC 10 News. They had the fucking helicopters over, and they had that on the evening news. The body laid in the middle of 95 for like 2 hours.
Wow. All right.
Jesus.
I guess we could, we'll check that video out. Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Hey, take care.
All right. A couple more, and then we can move on. Let's say hi to Pac-Man in Tennessee. What's up, Pac-Man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good, brother. Good, man. So I heard, some of the stories. I should get off work, excuse me, but I hear, the stories of, seeing people and things of that nature. Now, I've never had any of those personally, but when I was younger, in my teens up until my early 20s, I had issues with, like, I'd be asleep, and then I'd try to wake up, and it felt like something was holding me down. And I was just like, I didn't understand. It's like I'd be struggling, and when I actually came to, then I'd be in a sweat, and I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Like, my heart was beating. Like, I knew I was trying to get up, but I didn't understand what was going on. And it kept happening, and it's so crazy that I became kind of used to it. I remember when I first got my apartment, I'm in the bed sleep, and I felt, and I'm sorry, I was on my couch. I was on my couch sleeping, and I felt it coming again, and I even spoke. I said, damn, I said, here it goes again. I spoke, and I rolled off the couch. It felt like it took an eternity to fall, but I finally fell, and I woke up. Like, I woke myself up that time. And then I did, this is before the internet became big, but then when I read on the internet, my mom, she said something to the effect of something about the devil sitting on your chest or something like that. Some kind of, and you can Google that. I don't know. So I know I'm not the only one that's happening.
All right, listen. It's not the devil sitting on your chest.
Well, obviously not, bro. I'm just saying.
Medically, we've had a whole bunch of doctors call about that one over the years, too. It's some kind of paralysis that happens that protects you when you're sleeping. Or
Right.
If we want, we can maybe get Dr. Steve on to explain that.
Right.
But it's an actual defense mechanism that happens when you're sleeping.
Right.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, you probably have sleep apnea, and you think it's the ghost of Mrs. Muir. Whoever that old twat was.
Yeah, but that was like one of those things. I mean, I didn't know what it was called, but...
I'm with you. I've had that happen before, but it was explained by somebody on the show over the years. Some kind of paralysis. We could look it up.
Yeah, so you don't flail when you sleep.
Right.
It's some bullshit. But also, hey, Jimmy, man, you got to come back to Nashville, dude. You got to come back to Nashville. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I was going to get booked there, and for some reason I didn't on the tour. We couldn't match the venue dates up or something, but I'm going to be in Columbus. Isn't that close to Nashville, or am I completely stupid?
Columbus, Tennessee?
No, Ohio. I guess that's not near.
Oh, God,
no, man. It's nowhere close, bro.
Oh, sorry. Maybe Atlanta. I don't know what I'm thinking of. I'm kind of close there.
Well, I'll look for your dates, man. I'll check you out.
Thank you. If you're looking for my dates, I'll tell you what website to go to.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I already got your website there.
Oh, no, it was just a fucking stupid little play on words I tried, which failed miserably as it should have.
Yeah, so, take care, man. God bless.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
And now we got a psychic convince my wife this whole thing is real.
It's all shit. It's not real. You're not seeing ghosts.
I fucking hate the psychics.
No one's seeing ghosts.
Let's go to John in Boston. John.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm mad because you want to talk about psychics. I hate psychics.
Well, you know what? This story was so crazy that after this I thought, okay, I haven't had any personal experience myself, but I believe. I was a believer after this. This was about 20 years ago, and it was a quote-unquote psychic party that a friend of ours had. And a bunch of people were going, and the psychic that was going to be there was kind of a sickly diabetic guy, and it was sort of first come, first serve. He could only read like 5 to 8 people, and then he just had to stop after that. So my wife was one of the people that was read, and the session went on, and he told her a lot of information that was very right on the nose kind of thing. But at the end of the session, he said, I don't usually do this, but your grandmother is here. You probably know that. And so my wife was really close with her grandmother, really, really close with her.
Well, who wasn't, though? In most cases, we were all close with our grandmas.
Yeah, I fucked your wife's grandmother.
Okay.
He goes, okay. He just goes, okay. Okay.
He wasn't around.
Thinking in his head, well, that's definitely feasible. Yeah. Go ahead, John.
So,
move the story along. Come on, let's go.
All right. So as it goes, she said, your grandmother's here. She wants to give herself back to you. Do you mind if I give you a hug? I don't usually do this sort of thing, but do you mind if I give you a hug? And my wife said, of course, no problem. So he hugged her, and as he hugged her, he was very shaky and tremulous, and her grandmother died from Parkinson's disease, where you're shaky and tremulous.
No, he was shaky because he couldn't believe he was going to get to hug this woman. That's what it was. He was shaking with the idea of pressing his erection against a grieving person.
Well,
there was no Parkinson's.
Yeah, and just a crazy, crazy story. She said she really felt like her grandmother was there inside of this guy, something like that.
I don't know. I mean, some people don't mind psychics because they give the people some comfort, I guess. But It's all bullshit. You know, I mean, these psychics, the communication with the other side is vague. I'm feeling this. I am feeling something.
Yeah, you know, you see
and then
that
they make
Long
you
Island medium, and if you watch her on television, when she reads people, it's 100%. I mean, obviously it's edited and whatnot, but when you see her on a talk show with somebody, it's not 100%.
Of course not.
Things
Yeah,
like,
but supposedly, I mean, Penn warned me. He goes, "Be very careful with this because they'll sue you if you say that you know, the Long Island medium is bullshit.
Right?
They could actually sue you. It's some weird thing. So you got to be really fucking careful how you talk about these people. I personally think it's all
on this talk
complete
show, but
shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think they read you really.
They don't read anybody.
They read your.
They keep it so vague to the point then you're giving them the actual answers, and then you're not smart enough to realize you just gave the guy, you know, a nice tidbit that he could work off.
You're right, yeah. And they look for things like they look for, you know, an elderly woman, and then she'll say like, "Now your father has passed away, correct?"
Yeah.
Well, of course, her father's passed away. She's like 80 years old herself.
Right.
Of course.
All right, John. Thank you so much, buddy.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
Have a good day.
Phones are fucking lit on this shit. So then I went home and I watched the basketball game. You watching, Jimmy?
I watched a little bit last night, yeah.
Fucking LeBron James woke the fuck up.
Yeah.
And said, fuck that. We're doing this thing.
Believeland.
So now I don't know what to. I don't know what to believe now. I really thought Golden State was just going to destroy them, and now Cleveland comes back and beats them by 30 points.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look just back to the series right before this in the East, you know, everyone thought, well, in the East, you know, you thought Cleveland beat the Toronto Raptors,
right?
The first two games so good that you were like, there's no way. And then the Raptors came back and won 2 games at home, and then they lost. You know, then they lost 4. So this is expected. It's the NBA Finals. I mean, you got the 2 best teams in each conference.
It's expected to have 2 blowouts back to back.
The blowouts are weird.
We have Golden State winning by 34, and the next game you got Cleveland winning by 30. That's a little strange.
Well, that I think. Well, see, with Cleveland, if you ask me, I mean, I think the lineup that they have now is they're better with Kevin Love on the bench, you know, against them. So that's going to be weird for Kevin Love because he's a superstar. He's one of the big 3. But Lou, the coach, may say, well, fuck you, you're not playing the rest of the finals. And then that's going to cause a lot of problems, I think.
No, you got to play him. But I hear you.
Well, why do you got to play him? If they won by 30 without him, why do you play him? It's the finals.
He'll be in game 4.
You think?
Yeah.
He's not going to start.
You don't think so?
No, they're going to have... No, he's going to come off the bench.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That might fuck it up because they proved they didn't need him last night. Holy fuck.
That was a sick game.
And then it got all the ghostly shit out of my head so I could go to bed proper. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, though. I just wish the games were a little closer.
Yeah, they kind of suck.
2 blowouts in a row, but now Golden State is leading 2 games to 1.
Yes.
And then we'll have game 4 in Cleveland, I guess.
Yeah, I think, maybe it's tomorrow?
A couple days now.
Yeah, they'll make you wait.
We got Jerry O'Connell outside the studio. O'Connell, excuse me. So we should take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. Is that all right, Jerry?
Do whatever you want to do.
All right. You got your breakfast over there?
Yeah.
You're good?
Do whatever you want to do.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We probably should have timed this better, but we're going to take a quick break and get to you. You have nothing to do. All right. Jerry O'Connell for the first time on the show. I've heard good things about you. I hear you actually listen to this thing.
It's going down.
All right, cool. Jim Norton's going to be at West Hampton Beach tomorrow, Saturday night. And other dates at jimnorton.com.
Yes. Go to Salt Lake in New Mexico next week, and then just a bunch of other stuff, Atlanta.
Right.
Whole shitload of dates.
Okay, and we got Chris Distefano. Chris, where are you going to be, bud?
June 30th to July 2nd, American Comedy Club in San Diego, and then July 7th to the 9th, Stress Factory in New Jersey. But Benders, the show that Jimmy Norton and I did, is on Netflix, streaming, all 8 episodes. So watch it, give it a review.
It pops up on my Netflix a lot, so it's getting some good coverage over there.
Yeah, it seems like people are watching it.
And is that how that works? If people watch it, the more they watch, they try to keep it on the front page?
And the more people rate it, the more people, if you give it 5 stars, then they keep getting alerted that it's watched and being rated well. And then it starts to move up categories and all that jazz. So if you watch it, please give it 5 stars if you liked it.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell next. Stay there. We are back. That's right. We got Chris Distefano in studio, and for the first time, Jerry O'Connell.
Man, first time, long time. That's what they say in sports radio, right?
Certainly is. Yeah, well,
first time, long time.
We've heard over the years, Jerry actually listens to the radio show, and I'm like, let's get him in here. And then there's always something that's going on.
You know, I'm good friends with Jay Moore, so that's when you guys first came on my radar in the 90s.
Good old Jay Moore.
And we did a failed television show in 93, 94, and he was a regular on your show those days. So that's when you first got on my radar. But
has to be late 90s because they didn't start till 94.
Yeah,
it has to be probably a little
We didn't
later.
meet Jay until 99ish, maybe 90, somewhere around there.
The 90s were all a blur. But then it was satellite radio that I really started listening to you again. And you know, I do have to admit, I listened to mostly another morning show.
You could say Howard's name.
Jenny Hutt, that big-titted monster.
And that show just isn't on as much anymore, you know? I mean, it's on 3 weeks a month and 3 days a week, and I really started, I really have fallen in love with your guys' show. You do great stuff here. It's really
thank you, buddy.
It was such an honor seeing Roland downstairs waiting to pick me up. I was starstruck for a hot second.
He means by the size of Roland.
I mean, I threw my arms around him. I embraced him. Got a good hold.
If you're implying that your arms touched around Roland, we know you're making that up.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. He left me in a movie theater last night.
Yeah, he said The Conjuring was really scary. That's
The Conjuring 2.
Right. I didn't know what he was talking about at first. He kept talking about The Conjuring, and I went, I'm sorry, Roland, I don't know what you're talking about.
Were you ever in a horror movie?
I was in a couple horror films. Scream.
Oh, that's right. You were in Scream, of course.
I was in a film called Piranha. Yeah, I was in a couple.
Did you die in Piranha, or did you die in any of these films?
Spoiler alert: I've died in every. I died in every one.
How'd you die in Piranha? Just the obvious. You got eaten by piranhas.
This is not even a joke. A piranha ate my penis.
Yeah.
And
oh my god, I felt like I experienced that on a few dates, but
and then I bled out on a boat.
Bled out because your penis
you got a lot of
was
veins.
destroyed by the piranhas.
Yeah. And what else, man? It was just I met Jim at some pilot taping that we did, and I just sort of geeked out with him. And I actually did Sam Roberts' show. That's how you guys vet people to come on this show.
No, that's not true.
And then I guess you said he was okay on Sam Roberts' show.
No, that's Sam's lie.
He could come on to the big time.
Sam's lie.
Sam said to me, listen, if you want to get on O&J, it goes through me, and you have to get me pro wrestling tickets.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, people like Sam's show because the hours are a little bit easier to go. You at 9, 10 at night. It's much easier than
right.
And it is pretty fun coming in here. When it's that late, like everybody's gone, you know, it's just sort of like fun to sort of like walk around. It's it's like a ghost town in here.
Well, it's a ghost town around here today. I don't know what's going on. It's so strange. These hallways are very quiet in the morning. There's only a couple live shows.
I guess it's not football season. Baseball's not really. I mean, I don't know what to say. Yeah,
well,
I thought it was really good. Sway wasn't in there. I was looking to make.
That's
eye
what I mean.
contact
Sway's
with, Sway
isn't around today.
Yeah.
Are you a baseball fan?
You know, I have to say I was here last fall, and to watch the Mets go through that run, I did pay a lot of money for one single ticket all the way in the upper deck of Game 3, the one game that they won.
Wait, Jerry O'Connell has to sit in the upper deck.
It was, you know, I went with my neighbor, who's a huge fan, and his wife, who's a huge fan. And we all had to sit separately.
You were just sitting next to some random family.
But I do have to tell you, when the Mets are in the World Series, when the Mets are in the World Series, everybody's a friend. I mean, you're talking to everybody around you. You know?
How weird is that though? If you go to a game and you're in the upper deck and you just see Jerry O'Connell sitting next to you,
what the fuck?
Well, the ticket was.
How much was it?
It was over $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And that was just for I mean, to get two together, I don't even know.
You could have gotten two together, but they probably would have been more.
I don't even.
Wow. I think it was just single seats were available.
Yeah,
but you guys couldn't do some switching around and try to figure out how to sit next to your friend.
We could see each other like a few sections down. So if somebody was up, we'd like give each other like
That's
a thumbs
so
up.
funny. They probably didn't even believe that it was him. They're like, this guy looks just like Jerry O'Connell.
Some of my friends are in like the free postseason baseball tickets for the Rich charity. It's an amazing charity where actors are given free postseason tickets and are able to sit in a box. But I just didn't have that hookup.
Wow. Huh. I'm surprised by this.
Yeah,
Jerry.
I thought you could get in.
I did have one hookup when the Yankees went to postseason. I went to that MLB box.
Have you been to the new stadium?
I've been to the new stadium.
I have not, but I want to go.
To the new Yankee. Yeah, I like
wonderful.
Citi Field better. Citi Field's nicer than Yankee
I
Stadium.
still haven't gone to a game at Citi Field, and
It's nice.
I was brought up a Mets fan, but I've been to the new Yankees Stadium a few times. It's a nice experience.
It's a really nice.
Did you eat food? I want to just go and eat the nice food. That's the only reason I want to go to these new stadiums.
It's ridiculous.
What else can I say about the Opie and Jim world? I've done Ron Bennington's show to vet. Like I had to do his show.
You've done everyone's show except ours.
Except this one. Watching him chew on his cigar.
Right. Do you like scary movies? We were talking about that the first hour because of the Conjuring 2, and then people were calling in with their ghost stories and all that crap.
Yeah. I do have 2 children who are 7, so I can't really watch them now. But my wife really likes them, and yeah.
But now,
if
your kid said, "Hey, Dad, we saw a ghost," would you believe them, or would you think that they're just children making it up?
I don't believe in ghosts.
Right, so you wouldn't believe them. What if they both said it together because they're twins? What if they both like in unison?
That's true. And you were riding your little big wheel around a hotel.
That movie still is pretty scary. If you
it certainly is.
The Shining.
The Shining is horrifying.
Really, the fact that he had to fuck Shelley Duvall is the scariest part of the film.
I got to tell you, in a weird way, I thought she was really hot in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh, I don't know.
Really?
She's olive oil to me. Oh, God. Shelley Duvall?
I can see her being hot in that movie.
She had a hipster thing that I found to be really arousing.
No, I'd rather fuck the old tub lady than Shelley Duvall in that, or Scatman Crothers.
Let me see.
That's the opening scene when they're driving up the mountain with the music. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful day out, and you're scared by that scene?
Although there's a helicopter shadow in that, which must have driven fucking Stanley Kubrick nuts in the edit.
Right.
I bet you somebody was fired over that.
Right.
Shelley Duvall.
Yes, yeah.
Look how pretty Shelley Duvall is. Come on.
I guess I'm just used to watching her smoke with those big teeth.
You know, she's
like
got
Vic
like
Henley.
model. She's got like model like qualities. I could see her on like a runway.
I definitely think she was a bit on the sexy side at first in the movie.
Oh, I don't know.
Then it got a bit creepy.
Have you watched that documentary, Room 186, about all the theories?
237, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it's really
What's that one about?
It's about the hotel.
It's about the different theories of that film, and it's really funny if you're like a fan of like films. It's a really fun.
They got a little crazy with it though, like all these ideas about why they put Stuart Ullman in the office facing this way. It's a set.
It's a totally insane.
Right.
Man, what other fun and excitement about the O&J world?
Well, I want to say, though, he does believe in ghosts, and he has an aunt that talks to all his dead relatives.
My Aunt Eileen.
To the point where she picked up a phone call. Was it she picked up the phone call?
She picked up the phone. Her mother died. My grandma died, and then this is before I was 1, so I don't, and apparently she died, say Sunday, and then Monday morning called my Aunt Eileen and said I'm okay, and then hung up. And then my Aunt Eileen also she sees, the reason why I believe my Aunt Eileen is because she's not like a kook. Like I have a kooky aunt. My Aunt Jeanette's kooky. She does like seances, and I wouldn't believe her. But my Aunt Eileen, there's no reason for her. And it's not like she just says it when the conversation dies. Like, you talk to her, and she'd be like, "No, this is what I did. This happened."
Just to jump in for a second, his Aunt Eileen is an ass.
Yeah, she's an ass.
She's an ass.
She's an ass. She looks like Rhea Perlman. I wish I had a picture of her on Facebook. Yeah, she looks just like Rhea Perlman.
It would be so rude if somebody was like messing around with your aunt and calling off and being like, "I'm okay.
I'm okay." Maybe they did. I don't know.
Why would they call out a ghost calling the fucking phone?
Yeah.
Like where on the other end is the ghost? And why show up?
And why wouldn't you have a long conversation?
Yeah, what caller ID?
I think the phone just disconnected.
Oh boy.
Look, there is that one lady. I think she's from Long Island, the crossing over lady.
Long Island Medium.
Yeah, Long Island Medium.
Yeah,
you're gonna get me
I hear
mad,
she's
Jerry.
legit.
What?
You're gonna get me mad.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't like psychics. I think they're all full of shit.
It's full of shit.
I got a family member that believes in the Long Island Medium. It drives me nuts.
I hear she's legit.
I think it is a scam. I think it is a scam as well. I mean,
but you got to be careful how you say this because Penn Jillette warned us a long time ago that these people sue.
Oh, really?
For the record, I think the Long Island medium is legit, and that she helps people see dead relatives, because that's what you do when you're dead. You talk to that lady. You don't go directly to your dead relative. You go through like an intermediary.
Right.
I believe her.
When you could just make a phone call.
Just make a call.
Yeah.
You don't need a
text.
You don't need someone in the middle.
If you question it?
No. They can sue if you say something. It's like if you say you're selling a product and someone goes, it doesn't work. You could sue them for saying your product doesn't work because they're saying, I guess, something defamatory or whatever. So if you say it's a scam, or if you call a Dr. Pendula told us this too, a quack, there's certain words that are really going to be damaging to someone's reputation that they'll sue you for. But if you say, I just don't believe it, or I don't think it's real, you're allowed to have an opinion.
You could have an opinion on it. But, that's what I'm saying, though. You got to be careful how you say this shit. But anyway, go back to the Long Island medium. What do you got on that?
I mean, I just think... I think there's, and I don't know this for sure, but I think there's probably some tricks you use to find out information without people knowing. I mean, I have to think it's
that's called Google.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's that, but I mean, I think there's also ways to. I think people have tells that these people know.
Or maybe they have an assistant. Or the fucking my mind was blown last time when the magician had the assistant and Kenny ripped the card off the wall.
Your mind was blown by that?
I thought I didn't even see the assistant. So maybe these people, especially now, they have a piece in their ear.
Sure.
And they know. They're listening in the waiting room.
We had a magician, and he had a very impressive trick. But then we found out that Kenny fucked with the trick behind the scenes, and then we just happened to have some video of it. It was hilarious. He had an assistant that was putting a piece of a playing card on the window because he was making it look like he just made it snap over to there. And you see Kenny in the background taking the piece of card off the window because he wasn't having it. And then you see the assistant putting it back on, so the trick's not ruined. Became very, very funny.
It was hilarious. But so maybe
but before
these people
you saw that video, you were impressed to what point?
When I left here that day, I was in fucking awe. Because I thought this guy was unbelievable. I was going to go to his show.
Well, you still
and I was going to tweet it. No.
Why?
Because I don't know. Now I know the jig is up.
It's still a great trick.
I guess.
If you're a magician and you're doing an entertaining trick, it's still fun to watch.
Right. I guess.
Go see Penn and Teller. They're the best magic act because they kind of deconstruct magic while they're doing it. It's brilliant.
Those guys also, they are like 80s, like performance artists. They're not just they're not just magicians. They're like performance artists. They came up with like Cyndi Lauper and like all those people like on the Lower East Side in the 80s.
Penn and Teller?
Yeah. They're like super hipsters. They're really...
Well, Penn's a showman. He's great.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I could watch him on stage doing.
Why does he paint the one nail? What is that?
Again.
For his mom?
Yeah.
Just as a reminder? Just as like...
I forgot exactly. It reminds him of his mom. But
it was her favorite color.
It was her favorite color, and did she do it to him once or something?
That I don't know.
Yeah,
he told the story though, where it was like because his mom died, and he paints the one nail because he thinks of his mom.
Right. I think he wants to paint all of them.
I think he does too. I think that's an excuse. I think the other 9 he does clear just to feel pretty.
I think when he's alone and he knows he's not going to be out in public for a while, I think all 10 are painted.
The one nail is for your mom, but who's those 10 toes for, Penn?
Right. Yeah. I'm not okay with the clear nail polish.
I have mixed feelings. I've never done it, but I hear it's good for your nails and it helps them from cracking. I've gotten one manicure in my life and I wouldn't let them put clear polish on my nails. But then someone said, no, it keeps your nails from getting fucked up. And I like that.
Yeah.
Because I like to caress a woman's body with a nice clean hand.
Yeah. Right. As a family, we go and get manicures and pedicures every once in a while.
Oh, really?
And the little 3.5-year-old hangs out. My
really
my now 6-year-old son, my wife, but I stop at the polish. But everything else is really nice. It's relaxing.
Right.
The hand massage, the foot massage.
Right.
Aren't you afraid of the
scrubbing
dirty water,
of the feet?
Though? Like, that's
dirty water. You want to see my feet?
Oh, no, the worst.
No, it's not that bad.
Is it hammer time down there?
It's okay.
It's bad.
It's gross?
No, they're all right. I don't know.
My feet are disgusting.
I mean, with me, if you need to know, it's a lot of athlete's foot.
Really?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
How do you get that? From the gym?
Yeah, and I guess I just don't dry my feet properly when I'm out of the shower. So every once in a while, I got to spray them down with some Destinex and get rid of that shit.
Can't you tough act and tenactin on that?
I do all that, yeah. I get, but again, that one doesn't work actually for whatever reason.
That takes the itch right off me. I put some tenactin on.
Tenactin.
My tough acting tenactin. I put it on my feet, my dick. Tough acting tenactin is the best.
I'm a powder guy. I like to put powder on my genitals and
On
my
your
feet.
bag?
Yeah, but now they're
Have fun
recalling
with
it.
the
They're saying it
cancer.
gives you cancer.
I saw that.
Now I'm gonna
But that
start
was
using it.
It was actually a woman who sued and won a lot of money from Johnson
Right.
& Johnson.
Right. Did she?
Yeah, because she got polyps from the talc.
Right.
It said the polyps where?
In her
vagina, on her ovary.
Yeah, in her box.
The
fucking box polyps.
But you can't put on your baby either. Now I do butt paste only. I won't do, and that's actually what it's called. I told you about this butt paste. I had to use it in the bedroom.
I got the butt paste.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah, I know about
Bordeaux's
the
butt paste.
Yeah. What kind of powder you put on your balls? We were just talking about this 2 days ago.
You know, I don't want to.
Do you go with the blue?
I don't want to give anyone a free plug, but I'm a Gold Bomb guy. I'm a Gold.
But do you
is it
go
Gold
blue?
Medal, or what is it called?
Yeah,
Gold Bond medicated, Gold Bond regular.
Yeah.
Do you go blue, where it gives you the tingly, almost Ben Gay feeling?
That's too much.
It's
That's
rough.
too much.
Don't ever do it. Like I said, I don't know if you weren't here. It was Sherrod or somebody. You have to cut that shit with the regular.
No, there's
You
nothing
gotta cut
scarier
it.
than getting like Tiger Bomb on your genitals.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
something
icy hot or biofreeze on your dick hole.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
On your dick
Right.
hole.
On your dick hole. Yeah, because when I was a physical therapist, I would, put biofreeze. It was on the patients, and like I learned my lesson the first couple of times. I would, put biofreeze on them, so they're in the room relaxing, and maybe go use the bathroom and like forget that it's still on my fingers,
Right.
and go take a piss. And every time I pee, I just spread open my pee hole, like just joking around or whatever with myself. And then
Wait a minute. You do private jokes by yourself opening your piss hole?
no, like I don't know, like just while I'm peeing, just fucking around.
What do you
It's
like a
boring.
Senor Walensis thing when you fucking make it talk?
Yeah.
And then get biofreeze right in my urethra, and that's a stinger for about an hour, where you
No,
think you're going
thank
to piss
you.
blood. So now I learn my lesson.
When you were rubbing down these dudes, did any of them get an erection?
Did any? No, not
He was
that
a physical therapist, so he
used
had
to
to
be,
rub. He had to rub down a whole bunch of people.
You know what? There was one time I was rubbing down this guy's back because he had a back issue. He had tennis elbow, so he wanted me to rub his lower back. No, I was rubbing his lower back, and he started moving into the table a little bit, and he's told me
humping the table.
Right, yeah, but he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, it's a nerve reaction. But I was like, I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, I'm your physical therapist. I know your fucking medical history. You have no nerve.
He was rubbing his heart on. That was the nerve reaction.
Right, that's what I
yes.
thought.
He had a heart on, and he had a lot of nerve to get one.
Oh my God.
Women, I'm telling you, women, because I was 25, 26 at the time, and women, nobody who was ever like married or anything would always just no sex or nothing like that, but they would always ask for massage or like go lower. And then one woman was like, could you just go? She honestly, I made a joke. She really did have tennis elbow. Like, really, that was her diagnosis. And she was like, wanted, and I would, the same routine. And then she was like, can we go in? My back is really hurting. I know. And I said, sure, I'll, take care of it. And then she like pulled down her pants and she was like, can you just do this for me?
Do like finger her?
No. Like, I think I could have, but she was like, just like, give me something, like touch me. Like that, I swear.
What?
You're not being clear. Touch her.
Yeah,
in her vagina?
Why are you being vague?
Right? No. Well, she wanted me.
Flick her bean.
She strapped on a dildo and fucked me in the ass.
Fuck your aunt talking to dead people. Who cares? She was every fucking detail in this
She
story.
wanted me. Okay, so she had tennis elbow. She said, can we go? I'm starting to have a little bit of back problems. I know it's not on my, diagnosis, but can you help me? I said, okay. So I started doing some regular. Start off with stretching exercises out in the gym.
Sure.
And then she said, no, I want a massage, can we go into one of the rooms? And the first room we went into, which is like, the gym is here and then the room is right there. She said, no, I want to go to one in the back. She said, she was like, I just don't like, I'd rather go in the back because I don't like being out by the gym.
Sounds like a bossy whore, this woman.
Yeah.
Was she hot?
She was hot. She was 45 years old, just divorced. And we go to all the way in the back, exam room number 5.
I got to slow you down a little bit. At this point, were you thinking, "What the fuck"?
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, right. At this point, I'm starting to get a chub through my khakis.
Are you wearing like a polo shirt that says
polo shirt tucked into the khakis? PT? Yeah, PT standard fucking clipboard.
Yeah, pussy toucher.
I was your standard fucking tape up haircut. And then, so we go in there and we start massaging, and I start with the upper back. I'm trying to be as professional as I had just become a therapist, like literally probably 2 months in. So I was trying to like not get to the story, but now I'll just fuck it. What's going to happen? I'll just tell you the story. So I was just thinking like legal things. But anyway, so
we don't know her name or anything.
No,
we don't know where you're working.
Right. Okay.
And this is a long time ago.
This is a long time ago.
Okay.
And what the fuck? I'm not going to,
Do you think the police are going to come and arrest you because you told a story on the radio where you touched a woman's twat while you massaged her?
Even though, because I'm still technically a licensed physical therapist, and I just worry, if they're going to take the license. I don't know. Not that I ever want to go back to being a therapist, but it's like, I don't know.
No, I get it.
It would break my mother's heart if I got disbarred.
You have it to fall back on. I mean, it's like there.
Yeah, it's there. So, but whatever, fuck it. I mean, Opie's right.
Caution to the wind, we say on this program.
So you go to the back room. You know, oh my God, this is
so shit's getting crazy. Like
shit's going down.
Yeah. So now there's a lot of blood flow to my fucking genitals. So now. So I started with the upper back. I started at the scapula. I was in the scapula, and then she was like lower. So then I went mid-thoracic spine, which is like, right by your ribs.
I love how he's keeping it professional.
Yeah. And then finally she says, "Put your hands
in my anus."
No, she said, in my anus. Well, she said, "Put your hands on my ass." So now she's commanding me, "Put your hands on my ass." And then she said, and then I'm massaging her ass, and then she says, "Is the door locked?" And I was just and I said, "Excuse me." I said, "I'll be right back." Because, again, brand new therapist. So I go to my boss.
You said, "Is this okay?"
I said, "Look, here's the situation." So
wait, you didn't want to be a rat on the fucking highway when someone rear-ended someone, but a girl asked you to touch her ass and you go and snitch?
No. Listen, I wasn't snitching. I go to my boss and I say to him, I'm not going to say his name. I said, "Doctor, blah, blah, blah." I said, "This is the situation. What do I do?" And I thought he was going to say, "Come in." And he said, "What exam room are you in?" I said, 5. He said, "Go to 7. The door locks." He said, be discreet, be quick. He said, "Don't have sex. See if you can get a blowjob. Go back in there." I swear to God. And I was just like, because he was like, this guy was like in his 50s. He was like, "I've been there before. You're the young therapist." This is after the fact. He says, "You're the young therapist. Capitalize on this now. We'll keep it. Just go have whatever." The gym wasn't that packed. So I tell her if I said, "Look, I don't know where you want this to go." I said, "But 7 does have a lock." So she said, "Let's go to 7. So then we go to 7, same thing. Cause then I just try, now I know what's going on. So then I try to just like start kissing her and whatever. And she said, no, start from the beginning. So she wanted this whole thing. So then we start doing it. Start massaging her, start going there. And then she just turns around and gets on her knees and starts blowing me. Jesus. I swear. And then I lasted 30 seconds tops, like literally 30 seconds tops. And that was it. And then she never said anything again. She came back the next week like nothing happened.
And what and
then we had sex. A week or two later in her apartment, and then it stopped. Then I moved. Then I became a pediatric children's therapist. I swear to God,
tell.
And that shit. Then I literally started working with children like 3 weeks later. Massage. So that was like one of those crazy, and that's the one and only time that happened. Women had been like, give me massage, and then that's it. But this lady like wanted to. She wanted the whole fantasy and all that. And the massage, and then she literally, unprompted, she just, on her knees, swung around, opened it up, and that was it.
Do you still look her up on social media?
I tried to, but I tried to. We were friends on Facebook, and then
someone you would like look up on Facebook, see what's going on, just keep tabs.
Yeah, and now it's but I can't. I'm trying to. I know her first name, last name, but it doesn't pop up anymore.
When I was in college, I went to college here in New York. I was on the Long Island Railroad, and
what college did you go
I went to New York University.
NYU. New York what?
But I was 20 on the train, and an older woman who worked for in the fashion world. Literally, this is when they had bar cars on the Long Island Railroad.
Right,
remember that?
Kalina Ferguson, I remember her.
Everyone smoking cigarettes and drinking, and
that
it was
bar
a party.
car was wild.
Yeah.
Everyone just stood up and had a beer and a cigarette, and that's how they went home every day.
And it was just like just booze all over the floor, people making out. It was just crazy. But this older
why did they get
woman,
rid of that shit? Sorry to derail
Probably
the
because it
story
takes
a
up
little
more.
bit.
I'm guessing it takes up more seats for to have people sitting there drinking, where you could actually have paying customers sit there.
No, because they would pack this thing. I mean, they got so many more people in the bar.
Plus, you're making drink money.
I think it's people have less fun in life. Somebody probably fell off the train or something.
I bet the story is way worse than that. Some asshole complained and they shut it down for everybody else.
It's such a bummer.
That thing really helped people. They would start selling the beers on the platform even before you even walked into the train.
They still sell beers on the platform. It's just the bar car was a party car.
It was
Anyway,
amazing.
this
Go ahead,
older
sorry.
woman in the fashion world literally pointed me out, and I dated her for months.
Really?
Yeah, and she was a smoke show. And
Did she know you as an actor?
She knew you from stuff.
No, I was 20. I was 20. I was just
yeah, but you were in stuff as a kid though. Maybe
Stand
she must
by
have
me.
known.
Maybe she knew. Maybe
I think she knew.
But it was more about, and I remember she had a barbecue in the Hamptons that she said, "Come and pick me up, and we'll go." And I went to it, and it was like a fashion industry barbecue at somebody's fancy house, and all the dudes there were really giving me stink eye because they were all in their like 30s and 40s. And I think she had probably, like looking back, like been like, "Oh, I'm going out with a 20-year-old, haha."
Right.
She had probably dated a couple of the dudes and was like, "Fuck you." And
what happened on the bar car? Did you guys just make out, or
yeah, she just like literally she pointed at me. And we started making out, and she was like grabbing my private area, my bathing suit parts, Jim. And
that's the part the bathing suit covers. I understand.
And it was like a real. And it's so funny. I remember when it was happening, being like, "Oh gosh, we can't do this." Like, and she was like, "Come on, let's go." Like, she wanted to have sex in public places and stuff. She was bananas.
Did you do it?
And I was
in public?
No, I saved myself until I got married. I was.
I had a boy, Jerry.
Good for you, Jerry.
Did you really?
It's what the Lord.
Oh, okay.
But,
Jesus, what, I'm an idiot.
Oh my God!
God, I'm an idiot. Holy fuck!
Oh my God! Oh, literal Opie.
Can you take that out of the replay, please? Oh my God, I'm an idiot.
But I got to tell you, I still do fantasize.
I don't believe in psychics, ghosts, and all that, but I believe that. Oh, I'm the worst.
I still do fantasize about her a lot, and I cannot find her on social media.
You can't.
Yeah. The trail runs cold in Phoenix, Arizona. That's where she last lived.
How much older was she than you?
Oh my gosh.
At least 20, it sounds like.
At least 15 years.
Why would you want to find her now?
She might be deader.
Just because I had such like fantasies about her. Like it was like, and you know what? I wasn't as cool then as I am now.
Right.
So like, there's like a, I don't know. It's just like a fantastical thing.
You think you could give her a better time now?
Listen, I'm old and married, so those days are well behind me.
Right.
I'm so old I can't maintain an erection any longer. But
It happens, right?
You look good.
But
it's the curiosity, I guess.
It's just, I think
curious.
it's just also social media, just wanting to like find people.
Are you friends with? Like last time on Facebook, I was talking to the first girl I ever had sex with when I was 18 and she was like 16. And Michelle, she lives overseas and she's still a good friend of mine. And we chat. I keep in touch with people from the past. Do you keep old girlfriends around and talk to them? Not even fuck them, just chat with them, or no? None.
No. I have one funny joke in L.A. where if I see an ex-girlfriend, because I used to go to a gym that was sort of like in Hollywood that everybody went to, and I would sometimes
LA Fitness.
No, the more expensive one. But I would see her there, and I would do a funny thing where I'd walk right up to her and go, "Hi, how are you? This is so awkward. Are you good? I'm good. Everything's good. Hi." And it was a fun way to sort of break that ice.
Jerry's a creep.
That's why he loves this show. Oh boy, now someone's calling you out on your story. Let me
Come on.
Let's say hi to John in Red Bank, New Jersey. John,
was it the area this happened?
Hey, John.
Go ahead. So don't claim.
Chris,
Yes.
Distefano, how are you, man? When you were in room 7 with the 45-year-old lady, was the doctor in the closet with a video camera, and was there any puking involved?
Yeah,
what?
It's a callback.
Oh,
never mind.
It's a callback to Tucker Max. I kind of liked it, John. I believe Chris in his story.
I believe it too. I can't believe you almost didn't tell it. Chris, capital of Wyoming.
Cheyenne.
Yeah, he knows all the capitals.
Do you really?
Yeah. It's one of his things. He has no problem with that.
There's only 50 of them.
How about Florida? Say Tallahassee. Is that it?
Yes, Tallahassee is it.
All right, John. Cool. Thank you, buddy. I knew it was true because you were gonna tell a different version of it, and then you said "fuck it."
Fuck it.
You were gonna like keep it a little safer.
Fuck
than
it,
that.
went in.
I got to tell you something I love about your guys' show is when you take calls and they're kind of rude to you a little bit, and you really like work it out. It's really funny how you.
What do you mean we work it out?
You like if someone calls up and is angry.
Yeah.
You keep them on the line and you kill them with kindness. It's really funny. You really deal with trolls in a really good manner on the show. I find it to be really healthy and informative. Yeah.
Wow, really?
It's funny. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I think it was the day, there was some terrible terrorist attack or something. Something happened. A plane went down or something. Oh, it was that plane that went down in Greece, and you guys were sort of getting the breaking news on the show. And, man, someone called up, and you just really, like Jim, really worked out his issues with
the caller.
With the caller right there. It was really fun.
Well, I've learned that it's weird. Like sometimes they're just being dicks and they hate you, and other times they're fans. Like they're legitimate fans. And in this age of social media and this age of instant, we just snap. And I say horrible shit all the time. And then you realize, like, no, they do like you, but they just, there's a difference between those and the people that legitimately hate you. So.
Yeah,
you can usually weed through that.
Yeah, you kind of know the difference.
Right.
There are trolls, though, who are just obsessed with being unhappy with it and who don't like it. And those are people you'll never win. But those are people who have other shit going on that has nothing to do with me anyway.
Right.
Because I personally wouldn't listen to something I don't like consistently. I just wouldn't do it.
No, not at all.
No.
Someone wanted to say your wife's real hot.
Yeah, I mean, my wife is
I was
really
about
hot.
to take that phone call, but I don't know.
You can take it. Yeah, do it.
No, well, they hung up. But
my wife is super hot,
Yes.
way better looking than me.
You're hot too, Jer.
I mean, it's
How'd you meet her? Just from being in Hollywood or doing a film together?
This guy's got a good bod.
This is so crazy. I met her online. That's a joke.
Do you understand how much hope you just gave the whole country?
I met her on
the country just stopped.
Right. I met her on J-Swipe. I met her at this is going to be really cheesy. I met her at a Maxim Hot 100 party.
Nice.
And we were all there. And
were you one of the 100?
No, I wasn't. My wife was. And my wife was in the VIP section and I was not. Mm-hmm. And I had met her a couple of times before, and she was very nice to me. I sort of got in her eye line and I was waving and I was like, "Hey, help me get in." And we got in. She got me into the VIP section, and we really started hanging out after that. And do
you remember what you started talking to her about? Like, this beautiful woman gets you into VIP, which is intimidating.
Yes.
What do you start conversing with her about? Like, are you just naturally comfortable, or was there something happening that you guys...
I was always pretty naturally comfortable around girls. I just always, just try and say something funny about, I'm sure I made a joke about being able to get into the VIP. I didn't need her help. You got me in. I didn't really need your help.
See, you're charming. I would have blown it immediately. With my humor, I would have said, I was ready to run through with a suicide vest. All right, I'll go over here now.
She was dating a couple people. I was dating a couple people, and we just sort of started. I'm not even kidding. Going steady. And I will say, I did find out later from her friends that she went to high school with, Stand By Me is her favorite movie.
Wow.
And it's funny. Her high school girlfriends got drunk one night. And we were all out, and they were like, she was in love with River Phoenix and Stand By Me. And she had not mentioned that at all to me. So I think that probably helped out a lot.
Sure. Yeah. You were 11 when you did that,
yeah.
Right? 11
years old. Holy shit.
Yeah. Did you keep in touch with River Phoenix over the years?
I did. He was a little bit older, and he just ran with just a faster crowd. He was like a musician.
Was he partying back then?
I don't want to say partying, but he definitely ran with a older crowd, because it's funny. When he passed, I guess I was 19 and he was, I don't know the exact numbers, but 23, 24, so that's a big difference. That's a big gap
at that age.
Yeah.
But it's super sad watching that movie, and just because he's dead, man, it's just so gnarly and just, it's so sad,
Right. And your wife was a huge fan of Stand By Me.
Yeah, I think that helped a lot.
What number was she at the Maxim 100? I asked because I wonder if she was like seeing who was above her, going, "Fuck that, man! I'm better than that one."
I don't know about the competition with Maxim numbers. I don't know if it really.
What year was it?
Holy shit! 2000, 2004.
Carmen Electra was one of them. I'm gonna take a guess.
Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra was on 2004.
She's number 7.
Rebecca was Rebecca was number 7.
It's number 7.
Nice.
Number 7. Who was one that year?
Yeah,
in
let's
2004.
look at the top 10 of that
I'm trying
year.
to think.
Pretty
2004.
amazing. Nice. Good for
Jessica Simpson was number 1.
Jessica Simpson 1,
Yes.
Beyonce 2, Aguilera 3.
Look who's 12.
Kornikova. We all loved Kornikova for a while.
Wow, she came in behind some amazing
Lopez
big
5.
names. Wow, pretty impressive, man. Jesus.
And Paris Hilton. She beat out Paris Hilton.
Good.
In 8th place, Paris Hilton.
You know,
Alba and Halle Berry rounding out the top.
Misha Barton.
Scarlett Johansson was on that list.
I was pretty shocked to hear you're placed higher up if you agree to go to the actual press event.
Really?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't agree?
Yeah.
Some people don't want to be. Some people want to be like legitimate. You know, they think it might hurt an acting career. You know, I mean, you can understand that,
right?
I can understand that.
You know, if you're trying to do like a co-star in a Stephen Hawking movie, you know, I mean, it's like being. I think it would help, but
yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah,
that was when Maxim was huge too.
Yeah,
2004.
Not as big anymore, right?
Well, no, the magazine industry has taken a beating thanks to this little thing. Jim points to phone.
This little device.
Yeah. What about an app? Do they have an app, a Maxim app?
They might.
They should.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know how that works anymore.
So you start going steady. How long after you start dating? Like, are you a jealous dude? Like, if I'm with somebody and I kind of like them, I don't like the idea that I'm going out with other people. Like, because you start thinking, like, where were you Tuesday? Well, no, I was out with some friends. And you're like, what the fuck were you doing?
You know, I think everybody does feel jealousy. But I would never show it, you know? I think it's just one of those things that you just can never show. Hey, I have a buddy who's an actor who, his girlfriend was in a project where there was a lot of sex scenes.
Right.
And he was like, it's really driving me crazy that she's having all these sex scenes.
In a bad way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, buddy, you can't tell her that because it's just not, it's just not healthy.
She's working.
Right.
And he said, you know, I couldn't help myself. I had to say something to her, and they broke up, you know?
Sure.
But
you can't do that.
Let's go with that for a second. I would see where it would be a jealousy thing. Because you're a human after all. You're naked with somebody in bed doing a sex scene. There's somewhere in there you're a bit turned on, whether it's a little or a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Have you done a lot of sex scenes in your career?
No. Oh.
Yeah.
I've done a couple. You know, I'm in this show for ABC right now called Mistresses, and it's a lot of like everything like jokingly ends up in the bed. You know,
right?
And I'm not going to kid you; they're pretty fun. I mean, they're like arousing. Like,
sure.
Thank you for admitting that.
Like, you know, I'm old and married. I mean, it's over for me, and for me to like get into bed with like another person, and like,
your wife can't complain about it because you're at work.
Right. And
does your wife ever complain about it? Has she ever said anything to you about this?
No, my wife is super
She's
cool.
cool
like
about
that.
it.
She would never show her hand. Never.
And you
Never.
don't care if she has to do a scene?
I do, but I would never show that hand.
But is there a move, though? Is there something that, like, if you saw her do it, you go, wait a minute. Like, is there, like, the way she touches the face or something that if you saw that in a scene, you'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
That was
like,
kind
that's
of like,
your thing.
I thought that was our thing.
Yeah, like, that seems like that's something you do when you're legitimately feeling good.
If out of nowhere she just pinky swirled the guy's butthole and you're like, what the fuck? That was our thing. That's our thing.
Exactly.
No, I haven't seen anything.
You're like, Jesus, you guys are just supposed to be kissing on the street. Yet.
Let the record show Jerry O'Connell has a big smile on his face. But I appreciate you because you're the first actor that has admitted that it's a bit of a turn on. Somewhere in your head, it has to be. I know you keep
exciting,
it.
you know?
I know you keep it professional and you're trying to get the scene done
try not to
properly and all
these
that.
days. Like you can't like rub your dick up against someone. You can't do that.
Oh, I've done that in scenes where it wasn't even called for.
I love how he added sort of these days.
These days.
There was a time.
The 90s was rampant.
There was a time.
I don't even want to say like
that was like
a
handshake.
You know, actually, like workplaces are really sensitive places.
Sure.
Now, you know, you got to be really careful about.
Yeah, you'll get sued.
You got to be really careful about. what you say and what you do.
Yep.
And I can't believe I'm even saying this. I kind of respect it,
Well, obviously you can't go around groping the women you work with, but we've gone so far the other way with it.
Right.
Some companies won't even allow you to put up a family photo because there's some people at work that, they've...
No, really?
Yes, we've had these stories over the years. People have called in.
Anybody here at O&J get in trouble? Like Roland get in trouble for rubbing anybody or anything?
I just politely say hi and I just walk. I don't talk to any. You just don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm amazed by how stupid some people are at work. Like, maybe we're overcautious here, but I couldn't be more professional with women. I never fuck around here. Because again, it's a corporate environment. I'm amazed when I hear about people who do shit. I'm like, how stupid are you? Like, you hear about a lawyer who's, being sued because he would put his dick on the desk of his secretary. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking in 2016?
Yeah,
how stupid are you?
Yeah, you can't do that.
But you're not allowed to, put up your calendars or any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Some dumb bikini calendar pisses off somebody in the office.
I got in trouble here once for some weird shit like that.
Yeah, what happened?
It was human resources. I farted in my hand and I cupped it and I threw it into a woman's face.
Oh, you threw a fart at her.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's not offensive. That's funny.
It's good natured. We got in trouble because we laughed so hard.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, boy. Here's a question for Jerry O'Connell. You ready for this one?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, are you ready for this one?
Jerry's got the headphones on. Frank the Beats.
Dan in Texas, go ahead.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Jerry, in the movie Body Shots, did you enjoy raping Tara Reid?
Wow.
There was a film that I did. Man, this is a long time ago.
I'm just fucking with you, but
What's Body Shots?
It was a film I did.
Hold on.
Oh, my God, Dan, you're losing your mind.
Dan, you're panicking.
Dan.
It was a film I did. Oh God, I love it when you guys are the callers.
You're trying to answer him, and he's just in the background. IMDb. I didn't know what Dan's saying.
Wait, let's give Dan a chance. Dan, what were you trying to say?
Dan, what are you saying, Dan? What were you yammering about back there?
I wasn't yelling. I was just like I felt kind of bad after saying it. Now I don't know why.
Oh, all right, that makes sense.
All right.
He felt bad.
I did a really cool film called Body Shots, which was about a group of people who go out one night, a group of young people, and two people hook up, myself and Tara Reid.
Ooh.
And my character is accused of raping her. And it becomes like a Rashomon sort of story about...
What's Rashomon?
It's an old Japanese story about how
Ramadan.
how one event is told through many different eyes. And
all right.
It's sort of like how this rape is told through, or this alleged rape is told through everyone's eyes. This girl was sort of all over me, I was sort of all over her, and it's sort of a he said she said thing. It was a really interesting film. But in one version, my character forcibly has sex with Tara Reid, and that was actually pretty disturbing to do, to rape. To fake rape. She was like passed out in the scene. It was like, that was pretty grody.
How do you do? Oh my God! how do you, when you got to do something like that? What mindset do you get in? Like, are you polite beforehand, or do you keep your distance beforehand?
There it is.
Oh my God, Jerry! Look at you.
You had to get a little bit of a.
Did you have anything covering up your penis there?
Yeah, they give you
a little something.
Tara Reid.
Did you see?
Tara Reid is completely. What we're looking at is Tara Reid completely naked on top of Jerry O'Connell.
Shit.
I mean, completely.
I wouldn't go for that if I were you.
What do they give you? Something to cover up your genitals?
Yeah, they give you like a bag, like a
cock sock, they call it, right?
Yeah, like a sock, and you tie it around. Look, look at this.
She looks good in that.
So look, that's the other version where it's like me,
more passionate.
Yeah,
having fun.
Right.
But like, this is something that you have to. I mean, these scenes have to pop in when you're masturbating. Like stuff, well, at least back in the day, there's no way you can just say that's just work and not jerk off to it later on in life.
Well, you have to picture the director on the other side of it too. Like when you're seeing it from that angle, you'll see the whole crew just kind of standing there watching you. It's like, how do you jerk off?
Is it weird?
That?
I don't know. Is it weird, Jerry? Like that? Like you can't really pop a wood because you're so.
I think you're turned.
You have to, right?
I think you're turned on, but you're still focused because you got a job to do.
Right.
But I mean,
that's how I am every morning.
You're looking at him. Look at how hot Tara Reid was.
Gorgeous.
Back then. Oh my God.
Jesus.
How are you not feeling something?
What year was that?
Oh, your dick got hard.
Dan, then he hangs up. And then he hangs
All right,
up.
Dan saves himself at the end.
Dan had it with
true
us.
thing.
He goes, "I'll show you fuckers."
It got hard. Then click.
Then click.
God, it's so funny when someone calls into the show and they try to say something funny, and then you just like have that awkward. Like, oh God,
I enjoy that though.
I know it really makes me laugh.
That
guys.
is certainly
it really makes me laugh
Because I'm comfortable bombing. They're not. Like, you know what I mean? They don't know how to bomb. So when you bomb every morning, it's like you just get comfortable with jokes not working.
I'll say it another 100 times. That's what Jimmy brought to the show, man. One of many things. But before Jimmy, when someone bombed, it was like, okay, make it go away immediately. And he was the one like, no, let's all like,
settle in
it for a little bit and enjoy it for a bit.
Let's bask in the stench of it.
Yes.
Let's let it sting. Yeah.
But as a radio guy, when you bomb, I mean, you were taught, or I don't even. I mean, we're not really taught to do this. Your feeling is to try to move on as soon as possible and hope that the listeners forget about it.
Right.
Not Jimmy. Not Jimmy.
I think satellite radio has sort of changed the voice of radio and what it is. You know, I mean, it's not like, a commercial break every, I don't know.
15 minutes, 12 minutes.
Yeah. Look, there's still a few guys that are doing it properly, but in general, I cannot listen to regular radio anymore at all. I mean, there's a few guys I'll search out if I'm in their area, but it stinks.
Right.
It's a disaster. All right. Frank in the Bronx. You want to take a few more calls, Jerry?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Frank, go ahead.
Jerry, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
You should have been here many years ago, but first of all,
I had to get vetted through Bennington and Roberts.
Yeah.
And get Howard's permission.
I know what you had to do. You had to hang out with Howard. Yeah, but listen, the bottom line is this is the future of radio. These two guys.
Future, okay? Jesus.
And the fact
future. I'll be fucking dead within 2 years. What are you talking about?
The future.
You're right.
What year is this? God, if this was a call from 1996, I'd be pretty happy right now.
These guys, no, honestly, it's awesome that you know all this stuff about the show, but I just wanted to ask you about that beautiful wife. How is it going over to that beautiful lady every night?
It's funny, when you get married...
She's not beautiful, you're saying?
No, of course.
Just get a hold of yourself, sir.
But, when you get married, everybody fights about the same shit, and when you have young kids at home, everybody has the same fights. Our kids are now 7... And I think we're
twins?
Yeah. I think we're going to make it. It was really rough there for a couple years, though. It was...
what was rough?
Just like 2 little kids, 2 parents who work.
A lot of work, man.
It's just, a lot of... It was a hassle. It was really tough. But
would you argue if one of you was working, hey, you're not doing enough to help with these kids? It's like, well, I'm working. What do you want me to do?
It's crazy. Like I would work... all day and then come home and my wife would be like, you're fucking taking the kids. I'm done with them. And I'm like, well, what do you think I've been doing all day? Fucking, having a party? I've been working. I've been
rubbing my dick on Tara Reid all day. I'm tired.
I like that Jerry O'Connell has the same issues as the rest of us parents. But I mean, they've been with the kids all day, so you got to understand that angle too. Where they're like, "Holy crap, it's your turn." I need a break.
I will say, not a satellite radio fan. Doesn't do satellite radio.
All right.
Does a music.
Really?
So it's interesting. I got to turn it to the bridge when my wife is in the car.
The bridge.
The bridge.
I think it's 27.
I'm thinking Ted
rock.
Kennedy. Okay.
I think they lean like 70s soft rock.
Yeah, she's a big soft rock.
That's mellow. That's like Simon and Garfunkel and Jim Croce type of stuff.
Yeah, it's
the mellower Fleetwood Mac.
Right.
Harry Chapin. There you go. Harry Chapin's on the air right now. Taxi is playing.
It's funny. That's the biggest song he's done, and yet it's not my favorite.
Jimmy loves Harry Chapin.
He's an absolute genius, but I don't think that Taxi was his best song.
I just don't know his catalog.
Jimmy would love the bridge.
I probably would.
You would love it.
I have weird musical tastes. I mean, I love a good mellow song. Good Jim Croce. You throw Time in a Bottle on, I'm listening.
Sure.
Are you bawling? Are you crying?
No.
Getting teary-eyed?
No. I want to know, about Total Eclipse of the Heart. Who doesn't enjoy that? I challenge you.
Yeah.
Dan Fogelberg can fucking eat my ball bag. E-Rock. Dan Fogelberg. Piece of shit back there.
Now, one more question for Gary, if you don't mind.
Sure.
How long, for many years, did they call you the fat kid from Stand By Me?
Sure.
That's what they called you, right? I don't understand it. You were the best in that movie. It was a great movie. And how long did it take to shoot that? Do you remember?
It took a couple months. We did it over the summer in Oregon. It was really exciting for me because, you know, I'm from New York City, so it was like really, I'd never seen woods or trees like that. And I have a really, I had a really fun experience doing that. It was really, it was really positive. It really is. Can you believe that movie came out 30 years ago this summer? So they're doing some, they're doing
Holy
some
shit.
30th reunion in Oregon. And they invited me, and I wonder, do I go to that? Is that cheesy if I go to that?
Hell yeah. No, it's not cheesy.
Why wouldn't you go?
No, I would go, man.
I have to go to that.
It's something that fucking changed your life.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You
stood
an
out in
iconic
that.
film.
Right.
Are you sick of those websites that say stuff like, look what the fat kid from Stand By Me became, and then they showed a ripped Jerry O'Connell? They obsessed about that for a while.
Jerry put those out there.
Yeah.
Jerry did that.
Yeah, that's a nice compliment. Like, look at this kid who is fat, and now all of a sudden, you know, got himself in shape. That's a nice. You don't want to be like the cute kid, then be a big fat fucking slob
But you've
of an
been in
adult.
shape your whole life. Besides,
No, I have-
when you were, besides when you were in the movie. But you've always been. I've always seen you as Jerry O'Connell's in shape.
Yeah, I mean, I was just a thick kid.
It was just like a phase. I mean, we're all like that, you know.
Hey, Jerry, one more. You know Chuck that calls in the show, right?
Chuck that calls into this show?
Oh, wow.
What?
Now we're testing you if you actually know the show.
You know Chuck?
He's our racist friend from North Carolina.
I mean, I'm sure I would. I'm not off the top of my head. I'm not familiar.
All right, so if you ever hear him on the show, I put his voice with the chubby fella from Stand By Me. It's a perfect combination.
Hey, Eric.
He's not even that fat in that movie. He's a little thicker, but he's not a big giant
He's a
kid.
handsome fella. He's handsome.
Yeah, I don't.
You got to see him here. It's
Pretty kid too.
Yeah, I don't think you were.
Paulie likes him. Uncle Paulie likes those kids.
Yeah, I didn't think you were fat, but that's how they play it on the internet. That's why I brought it up. But
I guess it makes for a good story, you know.
Yeah,
I'm getting word that E-Rock's not a fan of Frank from the Bronx.
What's going on, E-Rock? Let's hear about
E-Rock,
this. Get it out.
Oh, he doesn't. He remembers I used to call him Fat Face.
No, but you also lie about everything called 10 times a day, every single day. Like you know every fucking thing that they're talking about here.
You're right, Fat Face. You're right.
You're right. You just make up shit to get on the air all the time.
Is that right? You think so? Why would you say that? Well, I can prove everything that I've said on the show, even with the Princess Ian that was on.
You're suddenly an
called the
expert in
fan
every fucking subject that changes on the show. You call right in. I know baseball. I know about Jerry O'Connell. I know about tough acting, tenactin, and all this shit.
You said
just
it
to
wrong,
get on the
E-Rock.
air. Tough. Well, maybe you can correct me.
Tough acting, connecting.
Everyone knows how to say it properly.
Sorry, so E-Rock, please continue telling this man.
It's
I want to hear E-Rock.
No,
get it out.
let Frank ruin the rest of Jerry O'Connell's time here. And
you heard that,
Opie won't
Frank?
hang up on him.
Frank's one of our regulars, though. These are the people that keep us going. Frank, I
I'm
love
gonna hang
you.
up. Hey, Eric, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck you too, Frank.
That was awkward.
Call back when Patrick Wilson's here and talk about how big a fan you are. With him.
Yeah, we do have Patrick Wilson coming in a little later.
Oh, Frank wants better.
You like that, Jerry?
Yeah.
You never know E-Rock is upset, but when it comes out, he just unloads.
Oh,
Like,
I
you have
love
no
it.
idea something bothers him. And then all of a sudden, he'll just start talking about it, and then you realize, wow, he hopes I die of cancer.
Right.
Well, E-Rock does have to deal with, I guess, the callers and stuff. So, I mean, you could see how it annoys
We got
him,
the
you know?
easy part. By the time we go to a phone call, they've been screened. Because there are a lot of just regulars.
But E-Rock's got
I
to
should
hear
have done
it at
that
the beginning.
sexually.
Yeah. Let me go to this phone call. You got the phones lit for us, Jerry. Thank
Sweet,
you.
I love it.
Let's go to
Jerry.
Dennis in Pennsylvania.
Opie.
Hey, Dennis. What's going on?
Hey, you were talking earlier about you got to be careful what you do with women. You don't want to offend them. You can't even say hi to guys that work in your building without a big problem going on.
Why? In what way? You got an example?
Yeah, the guy up the hall there. You can't say hi.
Oh. Yeah, he's shut down the hall because I said hi to him in the morning.
Gotta get back to work, man.
Oh, very funny. All right, I got it now. But yeah, there's problems in the workplace. Problems in the workplace. You can't put up your calendars anymore. There was one more over here. Oh, E-Rock, you want to talk about soldiers?
No, sliders.
I was in a sci-fi show called Sliders.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the mini burger.
Did you like that? Because that's exactly why I was wondering if E-Rock misunderstood the title.
Yeah. I thought we were talking. I was at TGF Fridays.
Yeah, between that and the McNuggets drama.
E-Rock is a huge fan of Sliders.
Right. It was a science fiction show I did. It was
how many years?
It was on for 5
seasons.
Yeah. Jerry was on for 4 of the 5.
That's right.
Oh,
wow!
Yeah.
You know everything,
and you loved it.
What channel?
His I think it was on Fox.
Oh, okay.
Channel 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and his brother was on it for a couple of seasons.
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
Who's your brother?
He's a guy. He's actually now he lives in Montauk. He's a fisherman. He tried his hand at acting for a hot minute.
Did he like it or no?
I think he liked it, but I don't know if it was
his cup of tea,
his calling. So
Jerry said he wasn't that great at it.
Wasn't that great?
Well, it's a tough racket, It is, and if it's not,
that's a great answer. That's all.
It's also one of those rackets that when you're younger you do well, but if you're not really cut out for it when you get a little older, it's not
right.
It's not going to work out. It's sort of a young person's game, especially out there in L.A.
Right.
But now he's a fisherman in Montauk. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
What does he go out for?
They work on a trolling. They work on a troller, so they go out.
They just call radio shows all day.
Right. Right.
Oh, they're just trolling for whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they can find.
Yeah.
So they're basically killing everything in the ocean just to get a few pieces of swordfish.
I think there are restrictions that they're allowed to do.
I'm just fucking around. They're trying to regulate it a little better.
What, the fishing?
Yeah, because it's a lot easier just to grab everything and then pick what you need and the rest. Sometimes they throw it back.
I never went fishing. Never will.
Yeah. Do you have a question about Sliders, Eric?
No, it was just awesome.
Oh, that's all you wanted to say?
Oh, good.
No, well, Sliders has also been a ongoing gag on this show because years ago I was talking about wanting to write a movie about time travel, and then everyone just accused me that I was just trying to write the Sliders movie.
Wasn't it Quantum Leap?
Yeah,
no,
Quantum Leap
was
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap and Sliders, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's...
You don't got fishing?
I never been fishing.
Why?
I don't know. My dad wasn't my... I think that's something your dad takes you to...
Why would you
go on
boats? What?
Hook in the mouth. That's why I go. Yeah, I pull the fish out. I don't even eat it. I just punch it in the face and throw it back in to show them who's in charge.
Dick on it.
You love just yanking them out of their homes.
Exactly, and throwing them back. And I go tell the story.
You could probably go to Jersey or something and go on like a daily fishing boat.
I know. I've had, you've had the opportunity. I don't know. I won't go.
Why did you say I'll never go?
I don't know. The whole idea of it. I don't want to be on a boat.
Every once in a while, a fish will really swallow that hook, and that's a real fucking bummer. You're trying to do the right thing, but you're pulling half its insides out of its mouth.
I don't know. I don't like to do both. I like to go walk. That's what I like. You like to go walk? I don't want to go on a boat. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I like to sit by the water. I'm just scared of it, I guess. I'm scared of, the abyss of the ocean.
What's up with you, Jimmy? Are you dating anybody?
Who cares? Jerry, thanks, Jerry. Way to make me feel like a real piece of shit.
I date
Jerry did not want to hear
sporadically. I'm not. I'm not in a relationship, but I go on dates, dinner dates, and stuff.
Do you date online?
Yeah, I do. I mean, but then again, I meet people who sometimes they're fans of the show or they're familiar with me, so we begin talking. We have a common
Is that
ground.
weird?
No, I prefer it not because they're fan. It's not because of that. It's because then they know who I am, and I don't have to explain all this stuff. I dated someone that all of a sudden, wait, you've done this and that, like stuff that women don't want to hear that you've done sexually. Right. I fucking ever want to have to explain myself.
So if they're a fan, they already understand.
They already know this is who this person is. I like this guy. He thinks this way, and that's cool.
Yeah, but what's funny is some of the stuff that you've talked about doing in the past. I think it's more socially acceptable these days than it was when you first came out. I mean, I remember some of those stories that you came out with just a couple years ago and being shocked about hearing them. But, I mean...
Which one? Which one shocked you?
Come on, I don't want to go into detail, but...
Why? That's the best part. I want to know what shocks Jerry O'Connell. Because Jimmy is pretty
It's not
much...
my fishing stories, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Great story. He's just spinning that into a quick miniseries in his head.
Jerry basically saved the show. Yeah. You're talking about how you like to walk. I mean,
it was getting nowhere.
We can't do anything with that. Give us one story that shocked you about Jimmy, though, because Jimmy's pretty much an open book.
I don't know any specifics, but I guess something to do with a hooker and,
just the general theme of talking about this
table
stuff.
being shat on.
Oh, no, never a glass coffee table.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, that's a rookie move. To lay under the coffee table is just ruining your furniture and losing the flavor.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But are women as shocked these days to hear about like that stuff? I mean,
they don't know sometimes what I've been kidding about and what I've not been kidding about. Because there's some stuff you joke about. The majority of it is totally true, and sometimes I even downplay it. But there has been other gross stuff that I really am joking about. But they're not as surprised. But I think that the way to handle it is I don't shy away from it. And I think if you don't shy away from it, it's like being on stage. If you're okay with it, they're okay with it. And if they're not okay with it, they can leave the show. It's the same way it is in life.
Do you bring girls back to your apartment?
You know, it's funny. I don't fuck very often at all. So a lot of times it's just dinner and nothing else. There's a lot of dates I go on that are dinner and a hug goodbye and nothing else.
And you don't want to have sex with them. It's not that it's not like you were looking for sex and they're leaving. You don't want to do it.
I don't think it's either of us. Not even want to, but it's just like as the older you get, you realize that there's consequences and possible things that can happen. So you're more careful. You become,
you just want to socialize a little bit.
But if you're buying dinner and stuff, I mean, isn't it like, come on, like, shouldn't it lead to something?
Sometimes I just like having dinner with someone. Sometimes it's just fun. Like, it makes me feel normal to do that. To just go out with a girl and have a nice dinner. Like, I hang out with my opener all the time. I love when Kelsey's around. We have zero any inappropriate interaction. It's literally like hanging out with Chris or somebody else. I love that.
But you enjoy it, though.
Yeah, I love hanging out with a woman and just talking to her and being nice and social and normal and you know, it's just a nice thing to do. And then there's the ones who, you want them to sit on your face with no shower. That's
you got both of those things going on.
You certainly do.
We should take a little break. Are you promoting anything, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm promoting a couple things. I'm on an ABC show this Saturday called People's List. It's People Magazine has a magazine show. They're going to try it out for 6 weeks. And it's pretty interesting. You know, it's like People Magazine brought it to ABC, and
I think it might work. It's a show that focuses on the biggest pop culture, lifestyle, and human interest stories of the past week.
It's basically those stories from People Magazine in a magazine show on ABC.
Okay. Right.
And it's like they built a big set. Right. And I think it could work out, you know? So we're going to try it for 6 weeks here, and I'm working down the street, and they literally said last night, do you want to come do O&J in the morning? And I said, yeah.
Nice.
And we'll see how it goes. It's interesting working for a news division. You know, it's for ABC News.
Right.
Because, you know, we did this really funny sketch yesterday where we're reading old issues of People Magazine. And they call it like People Magazine Theater. And it's like me in a smoking jacket reading about Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in 1999 when they were, you know, spending New Year's Eve with each other.
Yeah.
And they really let me sort of like make fun of that like situation. And, it could be interesting.
It's like an Entertainment Tonight kind of thing.
Yeah,
a little different. You're like going to be like the new John Tesh.
And then, but you know, People Magazine always has that back story, which is like, fucking heart-wrenching.
Pretty heavy.
Someone coming back from overseas, and it's just like, so it's got like, it's a little heavier. It's
well, you're good because you can do both. You can do the comedy and that part and the realness of it. That's why I think you.
Do you have a co-host?
Yeah, Suchin Pak, who
oh sure,
was on MTV for many years.
Okay.
Really smart lady, really smart.
Nice. A cool name.
Yeah.
So she Asian?
I would have said Suchin
Pak. What a cool fucking name that is.
We remember her.
She's really fun. Real hipster, really cool.
Right.
Really fun to work with.
Nice. It's on Saturdays at 8 p.m. on ABC. And then, of course, Mistresses, Mondays at 10 on ABC.
And just fucking on the O&J show, man.
So hang out, right? You're going to hang?
Yeah, unless you have a new guest coming in.
Everyone hangs together. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I understand people got things to talk about.
No, you hang.
Hang out.
Jimmy's going to be at West Hampton Beach Saturday night.
I'm doing the West Hampton something place. You know, just go there. And then the week after, I'm in Albuquerque one night. I want to go watch Holly Holm train. If she's out, I think she trains in New Mexico, and if it's possible. And not that she'd want me there, lurking.
Yeah.
And
speaking of UFC, did you see the Misha Tate Instagram picture yesterday?
I did not.
She's talking about how she's cutting weight and getting ready, and she's ahead of schedule as far as defending her title.
She looked beautiful.
She's a piece. How about you take a look for yourself there, Sherry?
She's very attractive.
Misha Tate. I should have went out with her when I had the chance.
Yeah, you really should have, Jim. Like, we're living sort of vicariously through you. Like, you should be making this happen.
do that. Look,
I
you
know.
see a little top of her
She's
pussy.
so attractive.
Nice. She's amazing. Misha Tate is phenomenally sexy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at that fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
And she liked you think you had a chance?
No! No, God, no. I
wait.
never had a shot. I had a better shot at fucking Chuck Liddell.
Any rumors on Kimbo? What he passed from?
Yes.
Heart failure.
Heart, yeah.
He was in the hospital, so it wasn't a surprise, and they basically said, you need a new heart or you're going to die.
So he had stayed in the hospital. He wasn't home. He didn't go home after that. I don't know what happened.
I believe he was in the hospital Friday, died Monday.
They were getting ready to bring him to Cleveland.
Yeah, to try to get him a heart.
Shit.
Try to get him a heart. He was in deep shit, obviously.
Yeah.
Sad. He was like, what, 42, we said?
Yeah, young guy.
Sure. 42 years old or 46? What was it?
I thought it was 42.
42, I believe. Right?
what I have.
Look at these Misha Tate photos. She's so attractive.
She's amazing. And she's really sweet, too.
She's,
Lovely
we've had her
person.
on a few.
Yeah.
A few times.
She has a boyfriend. She's fighting some. She's dating some fighter. So if you don't hit on a girl who's dating another fighter. Plus, what am I gonna do? Misha Tate, go out with her, defend her if someone says anything.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Rhonda's dating Travis Brown. He's a fucking heavyweight killer.
Yeah.
They need a guy who can just hang with that in that world.
Yeah.
What am I? I'm all frumpy. I have to get in the fucking. I have to get into a hot tub like with my back straight so my fucking fat doesn't fold over like a female baboon.
You try to slide straight in.
Yeah. Like a thermometer being dipped in an asshole. It's like dropping with.
Like you're a high diver.
Yeah. They don't need that shit. They want a guy who could take off their shirt at the gym and be comfortable.
And lean all the way over with not even thinking twice about it.
Yeah.
Chris Distefano has, what do you got, Chris?
Me, I got June 30th to July 2nd, American Comedy Club, San Diego, and then July 7th to the 9th, Stress Factory in New Jersey. But check out Benders on Netflix. Season 1's out there. Give it a few stars. We'll see. If you guys like it, maybe we'll get a season 2. Maybe Jerry O'Connell will be in season 2. Yeah. I would like that. Just fucking come up there and start,
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do a little hockey action.
Do a little hockey action.
We got Patrick Wilson coming in from The Conjuring 2. That'll be in about a half hour, I guess. So
I wish I'd seen that, man. I'm bummed I didn't see that. The first one fucking horrifying.
Horrifying.
And Opie saying the second one was very, very scary.
That guy is amazing. He's been in some huge money-making movies.
What else?
Yeah.
He was in the highest grossing, like the biggest return on a horror film ever. You got to look it up.
That is him, Insidious. I thought so.
Yeah.
That's, it's funny. I was going to say, is that the guy from Insidious? That was another scary fucking movie.
Yes.
The first one,
Insidious, something like it cost $1 million and made $300 million.
Wow.
Is considered to be the best investment for a movie of all time.
Wow.
That
For every dollar you invested in that movie, you would have made something like $30,000. I mean,
Holy
wow.
shit.
Incredible.
that movie was very, very scary too. I do have an issue with it, which I'll discuss with Pat. I thought that was him though. Fuck.
What's your issue with the movie?
The demon.
He's a super legit actor too. He's a Broadway guy. He's super legit.
Yeah, he was great in The Conjuring 2. That's for sure.
The budget was $1.5 million, and the box office was $97 million.
The first one.
For the first one, overall, it probably made. How many were there, E-Rock?
3.
3 of them.
And the same box office. Then you got to move on to DVDs and everything else, right?
Wow.
The only better investment in the entertainment industry is the Opie and Jim show.
Yeah.
That's right.
Boom.
They put in very little money, and they get very little return.
Yeah.
More with Jerry O'Connell. Yes, we're back with Jerry O'Connell and Chris Distefano.
Yeah.
I was telling Jerry, I'm a little tired today. A little tired.
Well,
between watching The Conjuring 2 and then, who was that, Jimmy?
They were nice people. They're being shown around by somebody who works here. It's fucking hot as balls in here, by the way, too.
I got ahead of it today because we usually come in here. It's like an icebox.
Oh, no, I meant physically, just looking at Chris and Jerry. No, and
I turned the heat up when I got in here today. Sorry.
They saw me at the cellar last night. So the guy was like, I saw you last night. They were just chatting, and that woman's 60th birthday. And she looks quite good for 60 years old. She's held up lovely. So
would you, give her a little something? You think?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
no. They're very nice.
And then I'm trying to watch these basketball games.
Yeah,
I was happy that LeBron put them away early.
I want to see Cleveland win.
I want to see Cleveland.
They
I
haven't
finally
won shit.
decided. In over 50 years.
Any sport.
1964.
Stipe Miocic.
UFC champion.
Heavyweight
That's
UFC champ. It's the only Cleveland.
But they really need like one of those major major sports.
Well,
teams
people would
to
say
win.
fighting's a team sport.
I mean, understand. They should be pretty proud that he's from that area. Absolutely.
Oh, that big country motherfucker. Oh my God, is he a big scary dude?
I did not watch that fight.
Oh.
It was unbelievable.
He knocked out fucking Fabricio Verdum going backward. I couldn't believe it.
You know what? I'm going to have to check that out on the old internet.
The old tube.
And, are you watching the basketball, Jerry?
You know, I stopped watching when Golden State went up 2-0, but I guess I got to start watching again after last night.
And I think you said it during the break. It's a little strange. You got Golden State taking them out by 34 points, and then the next game, Cleveland takes them out by 30.
Is that just a coaching adjustment? Like, what is that?
I don't think that has ever happened before to that extent.
I think it's the new lineup. First of all, I think it's Cleveland's energy being home and the lineup not having love, putting in someone like a veteran like Richard Jefferson just knows what to do. And it's all lineups, man. I mean, these NBA teams, the worst team, I mean, the Philadelphia 76ers were historically bad, and the Golden State Warriors were historically great, and they only beat them by 1 point in the regular season. At a buzzer, pretty much a buzzer beater by Curry. So these guys are elite athletes. It is about the coaches and who matches up with what and chemistry and all that shit.
Right.
So, of course it can happen, but the blowouts aren't. That's insane.
Yeah, we want closer games.
Yeah.
We got Patrick Wilson outside the studio from The Conjuring 2, which I saw yesterday. Jerry, stay.
Guys.
No, you should stay.
Come on, Jerry.
Jerry!
Oh.
See, and you know each other.
They
You gotta
always know
stay.
each other.
Get in there.
What's up, man?
See, what's up, Patrick? How are you, buddy?
You too. I'm good.
How do you guys know each other? How do you know Jerry O'Connell?
Crazy little movie called Space Station 76 several years ago.
You were great in it, man.
It was fun.
Yeah, you were really good.
As were you.
You were great.
You played a lot of ping pong.
We did, yeah.
Is that what you did in your downtime? You guys just played ping pong?
Played ping pong?
No, our characters played.
Characters played ping pong. He played ping pong. I was a closeted, strange man. was. Gentlemen. Was.
The fucking bone structure on you guys. People tell me, oh, you got good bone structure, but now I realize I have comedian bone structure, because this is Hollywood. Look at their fucking faces. Jim, you know what I'm saying? Look at the side. I mean, it's just great. It's just great. Seriously. And you got good teeth.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Your fist pumping is good teeth?
It's got good teeth. He does have perfect. Jerry's got good teeth too, but this teeth is fucking unbelievable.
All right. Well, welcome, Patrick Wilson.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's up?
I went and saw The Conjuring 2 yesterday. Look, fantastic movie, but fuck that shit. I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Scary.
But I knew you were coming in, so I wanted to see the movie, and I did like it. Of course I did. But I don't know why people like to be so fucking scared like that.
I don't know. I think people just I think somewhere deep down you like to surrender power. I do.
Yeah.
I think it's like just because there's nothing. It's like seeing a good comedy where there actually is, like, you can't tell when you're doing any other type of movie, doing a drama or whatever. You don't know how the audience reacts. You know very quickly. You're either scared or not scared.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a very immediate response.
Well, people in the theater last night were scared. Absolutely.
Good.
And I went with that guy, Roland, and he bailed 20 minutes in.
Yeah,
but that's good for the movie, I think. That's why I want to tell you. He goes to me, I got to go to the bathroom. And he never came back. He never came back. And it was, I don't even want to give away the scene because you don't want to give away some of the spoilers. But yeah, I could see where someone might want to walk out like Roland did. But I thought he would at least come back and try to hang in there.
When did you leave? What point did you leave?
I don't know if you want to say it because
it was 20 minutes in. He said, "I didn't see the movie. I heard it was very frightening. The first one was horrifying. You've been in two of the scariest movies, and I haven't seen scary movies in a long time. None of them frightened me. Two of the most frightening films of the last 10 years you've been in.
Yeah.
Fucking great, man.
This is the party he left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that's crazy. There's a whole sequence that's pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple, but that one specifically, and we did that in a reshoot. So that's the cool thing about James, our director, is that he'll test the movie, and then he had a whole sequence where he came back into there's an entire character that was created 4 months after we.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
That whole her.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Tested the movie, and that we had another character there, and it just didn't land. You know, you never know till you do this stuff.
Well, this landed.
And to him, he said it didn't land, and he just had some dream in the middle of the night, woke up, said, I got it. And then we came back, shot it, and then it's like, probably be like 8 spin-offs of her now. I mean,
wow. Isn't that wild?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that whole sequence.
Was a whole reshoot.
We did it like 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Do you, as the actor, sometimes, like, I know you're just acting, but do you get scared? Like, are you like, shit, I'm watching the movie, that's actually me? You're driving home being like, fuck, it's me?
You get spooked, because he, you know, you don't get creeped out, you know, when you're shooting it, but there are a lot of moments. A couple of those moments with the old man and all that. You know.
How about when you're watching the film in the theater? Do you have any experience like the audience does, or no?
No, not at all. Again, there's a couple. You know, it's like if you're not in a scene, it's always a fun thing to sort of see what everybody else is shooting. You know what I mean? When you're doing a flick. Yeah. But there is a certain. There are a couple scares in there that I did not see coming. I didn't remember them in the script, and yeah, he got me. I just started laughing. I just
really,
man, you got me,
a maniac.
Damn it.
Roland wanted to leave a lot earlier. I mean, you know,
I'm actually not convinced Roland even was in the theater.
He was making all sorts of weird little noises to himself, and then how he leaves an aisle is unbelievable. He wanted out quick. Stuff ended up in the aisle because he started kicking everyone's shit as he was moving through the people.
Yeah, countries left the Soviet Union quieter.
But then he was a good boy. After the movie, I leave because I'm the only one in the theater. It's not, I mean, with other people, but the people I came with, and he's waiting for me. That was nice. Aww. And then I kind of like talked him into walking me home because it was getting a little dark. I made believe we had to talk about work and stuff, and the next thing you know, he walked me all the way home. I'm like, all right, I'm good. I just don't like being scared like that.
Well,
I understand.
Brought you guys closer together. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I guess. And it's based on a true story.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's sort of England's Amityville, as they call it. So it was the most there's all sorts of documentaries on it, and two of the girls, they're still around. In fact, it's funny, Vera, who plays Lorraine, Vera Farmiga, she did not really want to deal with Janet, the real Janet, too much. And I was like, just come meet her, you know. No, it's okay.
Why didn't you want to deal with her?
Well, we always toe this line, you know. We're playing people who are devout Catholics, and this is what they believe in, and so I don't. You know, it's the last thing you want to do when you're playing anybody, good or bad, right? Just to judge them. So he believes it, I believe it. Period. End of story. But you know, it cost her a life, without being disrespectful to her. A life of torment, and you see it, and you talk to her for a couple of minutes, and you feel like, wow, you still carry this, whatever that is for you, and it's unexplained, and how cured you are or whatever, I don't know. That's subjective.
Yeah.
But she's a nice woman, and you feel awful for whatever she went through, but you see the effects of it.
Right.
Okay.
Were you guys in the actual house during filming?
We shot a couple streets over, actually. So in England. Yeah. Just most of the exteriors. So we shot everything else on the stage.
Right. Are people living in that actual house in London?
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that, even if you don't believe in any of this stuff.
Yeah, they do. And what's crazy is, so the mom, who Frances O'Connor plays, she died in like 2004, maybe 2003 or 2000, and this happened in 1977. She died in that chair where a lot of shit happens.
Yeah.
Which is true. I mean, that kind of stuff. And Janet, you know, her son passed away at an early age. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you don't want to trivialize anything, or like, and this crazy thing happened, because whatever your thought is of the supernatural, it's a real family that went through a really, really, really tough time. Reasons? Sure. They're up for discussion. But on a human level, you meet somebody and you're like, you've had a rough go at it. Yeah. And that's just, it just sucks.
Did you go into the actual house?
I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
No. Yeah, they explained that at the end of the movie. So, like you said, she died in 2003. And the whole time I'm thinking, if all this stuff happened, whether it was real stuff or whatever, that house was not kind to that family in general. And she stayed there.
I think that's always the thing. But listen, not to be just try to make a joke of it. Do you want to move? Like, do you moving
it's a pain in the ass
sucks.
to move.
And I think about, if you have no money and you live in this apartment, like, and it's a council house, so it's like government funded house. Where are you going to go? My wife's from Poland, and you have an apartment, and it was probably your grandmother's and your grandfather's, and that's just where you stay.
Yeah.
That's where you live. You don't go anywhere else. No matter
Movie's a
what.
hassle, but if it's to escape the undead, it's worth it.
Well, you know what?
Just so you can get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
We did that. It's funny. We did that in the movie Insidious. It was like within like the first half hour we moved, and it was like, hey, nobody ever moves in a haunted house movie. That was kind of the
There was
goal.
some really frightening moments in that too, man. Really subtle, weird little just shadows, or when she's changing the baby, the walk by the window.
Yeah.
That movie horrified me. It had a really, because it wasn't like over the top gross stuff doesn't frighten me. It's always just those weird little horrifying.
Yeah, James doesn't go for that anymore, which is crazy because it's the guy that created Saw. So when he was just right out of film school, and so to come back to the genre and really push it like he has and not do. Certainly in the Insidious movies, there's no blood at all. And there's in that opening sequence with this, when we're dealing with, without giving too much away, we deal with Amityville. And that is, it was
the opening scene's pretty brutal. We could say that much. They just, the Amityville horror house is back on the market. They're trying to sell it again for $800,000. I don't know why you would live in that house. It's beautiful too. I've been by it many times, being from Long Island. Really nice location, but.
It can't. That's the thing. Like, it can't help. You know what I mean? Like, it can't. No matter what you believe. Like, there's got to be other houses around there.
It's less than $1 million bucks.
Like the neighborhood, you know?
$850,000. Well, again, with the facade changed like that I probably wouldn't want it. I would want the original facade.
And just kind of go at it.
Yeah, I mean, with they took off the part that makes it the Amityville Horror House.
Right.
Now it's just a fucking house that, the stupid Lutzes lived in. Who cares?
See, they got rid of the windows that look like the eyes. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
They kept the shape of the house but got rid of the windows?
Yeah,
I just have them put back.
They made the windows look more square so it didn't look as evil.
Like the smut. But they did put a nose with their...
Yeah, you see the nose with the... Growing up on Long Island, though, stupid high school kids, we would get beer and go, hey, let's go check out the Amityville Horror House.
Yeah. Right.
And we'd go like in the middle of the night. It was definitely just creepy just driving by the damn thing.
That's the thing is, because we deal in these movies with the Warrens who we play had a museum full of all these different, like a shrine, and we have it in the movie as well.
Yeah.
And when you go into the real one, whether you believe it or not, you just know there's just a lot of bad
energy
vibes in
or
there.
whatever.
Whether you think things are possessed or not is,
Wait, you checked out the real stuff that they collected?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Was there one thing you looked at and went, ugh?
No, it was more like the things that weren't scary. It was like, why is there a poster of Iron Maiden on the wall? I'm an Iron Maiden fan. I'm like, and you sort of think, do you think Eddie is like, and just like
well, there
like
were
Maiden?
murders
Great.
on the Rue Morgue, if you want to.
Good call.
And then Jerry pointed out that Insidious, it was made for $1.5 million. We looked it up and made $95 million at the box office, and then way more than that with DVD sales and everything else.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, Insidious. That model, Jason Blum, who produced those movies, that really, he had really came onto the scene pretty substantially with Paranormal Activity. So he, between Insidious, Paranormal, The Purge, Sinister, he's done a lot of those super successful micro budget, pretty, under $2 million movies. Right. Conjuring's a different beast. It's a real. And you don't want to, look, both have been great to me, but there's a palpable difference, Jerry will tell you, with shooting for $1 million and 30 and 40 million. And it has very little to do with your paycheck up front, honestly. It's just the amount of time. Every director just wants time. And so it is really nice with the Conjuring films to have a studio behind you, to know they're really gonna put it out there. And you're gonna have, versus 23 days to make a movie, you're gonna have 10 weeks. I mean, and you know what? I think you see the effects of it. You do.
Yeah.
You do. You see it on screen.
What makes a bad horror movie for you? Like, when you see something, like, what will make you go like, ugh?
I think things that, I don't, to be fair, I don't see a lot, but when you see either it relies on blood or language or like if the thing James always says, if something jumps out at you, it's going to hurt you. Like the false scare of like, it's a cat, like that kind of stuff where you feel manipulated. There's a fine line between being scared and being manipulated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that gets me about sort of the low level horror movies. If you're just a lot of quick cuts and somebody that's creepy, but if you don't know who they are or if you don't know the characters. I mean, if you think about it, the real great sort of classic movies, they're usually about people that, you know, whether you like Jack Torrance or not in The Shining, you are interested in that dude. You know, whether you may hate him or love him, whatever, but you're fascinated by him as a character. Same with Poltergeist, like as this family in trouble. And I think that's actually the thing that sort of separates those movies. Right. When you dig, you don't have to, again, you don't have to like them, but you do have to care what happens to them. So if you're just relying on just kind of cheap edits or whatever.
So it jumps out at you. That's an interesting point.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
The things in Conjuring, that if something jumps out at you, chances are it's going to hurt.
It's a problem.
Dude,
it's not good.
There were a few jump outs, and I never talk in the movie. I just said, fuck this. I did I was like, fuck this, and I'm looking for a little support, and I'm next to an empty seat. Like, fuck this. But I also liked in The Conjuring, too, that there were some light moments and some nice comedy. A little comedy in there.
Yeah, he went for that this time. He did. The first thing that he wrote.
I liked it.
The first scene that he wrote when he came back, he meaning James, because we didn't know if he was going to direct it. Because I thought once we did the first one, he went on to Fast and Furious 7. I was like, all right, he's out. You know, he'll be around to oversee it, but we're going to get another director. Well, when he came back last year, the first scene that he wrote was me singing the Elvis tune. And he just texted me one night. He said, "Hey, can you play guitar?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, why? You got a charity benefit you want?" He's like, "No, I want you to sing in the movie." And I thought, what in God's name are you talking about? And that just, honestly, that kind of shows that he's just trying to find moments of like, yeah, why not? Why not just sing an Elvis tune in the middle of a horror movie? You know? And of course, it's about, trying to make the kids feel good, all that kind of stuff.
No, it made sense in the movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of left field.
So. Yeah, his jumping out is good.
Well, Ghost.
I wrote a ghost movie that didn't do well, and that's probably why. I didn't have any ghosts jumping out.
Why wouldn't you do that? You should have them jumping out.
They just kind of like, "Hey, I'm over here."
No, they would actually email and say we're on our way over. They said there was an element of surprise.
The old email ghost.
Do you have a favorite horror movie? One that really got you coming up?
Salem's Lot, probably.
That scared me too.
It was just that like ghost, the kid scraping on the window.
Yeah.
I don't know if the movie really holds up.
No, it doesn't, because in the book, the vampire is very smart, and the assistant is kind of a dope. But in the movie, the vampire is just a big frightening ghoul. But in the book, the vampire is very calculating and smart.
Am I crazy? Did they remake that? I feel like Rob Lowe or somebody.
Oh, I'm thinking of the original.
Yeah, no, me too.
The original with the guy from, I forget his name, but he was in all the Clint Eastwood movies.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Haven't. Now, see, to me that looks silly now.
It kind of looks a little silly.
What's he saying? Hold on. Put the volume on.
This was it.
Yeah, the music is not good. Why don't you open the window when your friend is floating?
Is that his friend in the movie?
Yeah.
His friend was his brother. His friend?
Oh, I mean his brother.
I mean, honestly, I have not.
Yeah, this music's... And now he backs up. Hey, dummy, why open the window? The music stinks.
Oh, yeah, this doesn't hold up anymore.
Well, although the kid looks pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah.
He does.
1979.
Little white makeup will do it. Ew. Yeah, that creeped me out as a kid.
Yeah, me too. Horrified. Horrified me. There's a scene in the movie, in the book too, where it's a girl, she's scraping on the window, and she's getting a kid to open it, and she's talking, I think she's like hinting she's going to suck his dick, or she's like hinting she's going to, it sounds a lot in the book, where she's hinting she's going to fuck the kid, like, it was some really erotic thing where she's like, I'll make you feel like I'll kiss you like your mommy never did, or some dirty shit, and then he opens the window and gets his fucking neck bitten.
Oh, he bought it, huh?
Oh, what a dope.
Oh, boy.
Best way to get a guy to open the window, though. Promise to blow him.
Well, that's a typical guy, though. Okay.
No, you look dead and you have dirt under your fingernails, but I'm hoping this is a big mistake.
Stupid guys. We're just dumb in the end, right?
Oh, yeah, who's in that? Oh, God, David Soul. David Soul started that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up, though.
I like the. This isn't giving away anything. It's tough when you see these movies and you want to really talk about them, but you don't want to blow it for everybody else.
I'm not
even saying anything.
I tried only referring to the trailer.
No, this part is sort of funny and it doesn't give anything away. The posters in their room was.
Oh
pretty,
yeah. Well, I think I think there are a lot of pictures of Starsky and Hutch on there.
Yeah, and I guess we should say at the end of the movie they sort of show some of the real pictures from the actual real story.
Yeah, and there's and in the credits they show a little of you can listen to some of the tapes from when Ed, who I play, is talking very matter of factly to this.
Right, but then they play the actual audio.
Yeah.
At the end of the film. What is that about?
Yeah,
that scares you even more. I gotta go see it.
Well, he has an aunt that talks to all his dead relatives.
My Aunt Eileen
today.
My Aunt Eileen talks to all my dead relatives.
She picks up the phone and someone that just died says, I'm okay or something.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's for attention, but I don't know. I mean, she's not an attention-seeking whore. She's a good
What kind of whore is she?
She's more of your classic.
She's a classic.
She's
whore.
a classic. Go blow the guy at the bodega kind of whore.
Okay.
No, she's a normal woman. Yeah, she's a normal woman, and she's just she's claims she's like, look, I talk to them. I know you guys think I'm and she'll say I know you guys think I'm crazy, and it's a joke. She's like, I'm not trying to go on TV. She's like, I'm just saying I see the relatives when they die. I see them. They come to me and they tell me they're okay. And I'm like, all right, like, what am I going to say?
Well, that's another reason why these movies do so well, because there are a bunch of people that believe in this type of thing.
We went to Mexico to promote it. And we're huge in South America. I mean, we're the biggest hit in Brazil, and as far as horror movies, like Conjuring is like standalone.
Yeah.
And
well, the moments in it are so frightening. You don't have to speak English. I mean, sure, that's dubbed anyway, but the moments are kind of translate
it's also
anywhere.
just for those really Catholic countries. I mean, and especially Mexico has got all those just legends of the Day of the Dead and all that stuff.
Santeria and all that stuff.
They
But it's really funny. Like horror films, it's like the last group movie going experiences that are still hanging on. I mean, it's like to get butts in theaters these days is difficult. But horror movies, man, just people love to get in a group and just it's still such a group experience. It really
maybe
is.
even more so than comedy now, because comedy is so subjective in a strange way. It's like you either like this type of comedy or that type of comedy.
Right.
But horror is the genre that can just doesn't matter, black, white, young, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. It's just true. It is really true.
Another thing about The Conjuring 2, I could say, not a spoiler, after one really intense scene near the end of the movie, a guy, I usually am not a fan of people talking to the movies, but this guy just, it was perfectly delivered, goes, we're going to church on Sunday. And the whole place just cracked up, and I think in a weird way, everyone needed to hear some kind of humor.
Stressful. It's a stress.
He wasn't forcing the line, he meant it when he said it. He was, I think he was trying to whisper it to who he went to. He wasn't even trying to entertain the theater, but it was just loud enough where most of us heard it and just started laughing our asses off. Going to church on Sunday.
That's funny.
I'm always fascinated by people who are funny in the movie theater. Patrice was great at that.
He was amazing.
I learned at an early age to shut up in the theater because I bombed in movie theaters terribly.
Yeah. Do you remember one that you really tried?
Uh-huh. It bombed.
What movie was it?
Revenge of the Nerds. I was like 12 or 13. What year was that?
All right. But
maybe 84.
But you're 12. I mean,
no, I'm 84. It's probably 15. Young teenager.
Okay.
I just bombed horribly. There was a scene where there's, I forget what was happening, but there's like some kind of a massage on whatever. And I yelled out, "That's cum he's rubbing in your back." And it got a 0. Silence. And I tried again. I forget what else I yelled out.
The same line. Just in a different scene. I said.
I don't remember. I heckled again. It was a second heckle, and I don't remember what it was. But I remember my friend Bill D'Angelo was with me, and he was sunk into his chair, and he went, "Shut up, Jim."
I had two huge winners. Huge winners.
Yeah.
The first one was, do you remember when Pierce Brosnan became 007?
Yeah.
In the 90s. I guess maybe 94?
Yeah.
And the first kissing scene he has, there's some sort of chase scene on a train, and he jumps off, and a girl rolls in his arms, and then he leans in and he kisses her, and I went, "Yeah, Remington, get some." And it killed.
Oh, it killed. Okay.
Killed. And then another one I had, I think it was a Bruce Willis.
It's a very specific crowd, the Remington
It was
crowd.
a Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans film. Action. Last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Yes. And there was a joke that Bruce Willis, who was a cop, would like tell people head or gut. And like that was he either punched someone in the head or the gut.
That's right.
And that's how he interrogated people. And he'd go head or gut, and it was like a callback. They did it like 3 times.
Right.
And the last scene when he's with his daughter and reunited with his daughter, and they're like, "Oh, we did it." He's like hugging her. I yelled, "Head or gut," and it killed. Killed.
Good for Jerry.
Good for you, man.
That's solid. You got to come to my theaters.
Bombing in a movie theater. There is no humiliation like it.
But you're in the dark, so you almost feel like you can hide.
You feel that way, but it's just everyone knows where it
But I
came
love
from.
that's like a whole thing, like you're sort of judging like how much you. I'm going to work my comedy at the theater.
You know
a
what
place
hurts?
where I'm not supposed to talk.
You know what hurts just as much or even more? Bombing at like a sporting event. If you try to scream something at the athlete, and even your own, Knicks fans, other like, shut the fuck up. You're like, it's just a bullshit. That's got to suck.
No, he doesn't.
Would Patrice talk to the screen?
Yeah, he was very funny. Patrice was comfortable being very loud and funny.
Patrice is a friend of the show, Patrick, who passed sadly.
One of the funniest comics.
Patrice O'Neill,
one of the funniest comics.
No joke.
He was a real character.
Yeah,
amazing.
So he was. I don't need to tell you that he was black. He spoke at movie theaters. Goes without saying. Very funny. Yeah, at the Cloverfield screening, he was great. And I remember I told him that story. He's like, "You bombed in a movie theater," and just talk about how he would kill and how easy it was to get laughs in a movie theater.
Right.
He'd never do it.
Never do it.
He pissed off Jeffrey Lyons.
Jeff Lyons.
Oh, yeah,
right.
shut up.
Movie critic.
Jeffrey Lyons told him to shut. No, Jeffrey Lyons said no one asked you, because at the end of it, at the end of Cloverfield, Patrice was not having it. He's like, "What did he yell? Skip it or something like that." I forgot exactly how this goes, but Jeffrey Lyons leaned in and said, "No one asked you." He was all mad.
It was a small little private screening, and he really took it personally that somebody chatted during the movie.
What did Patrice say to Jeffrey Lyons after that?
I completely remember. He just started laughing and doing that point he does.
Yeah.
Just laughing at him. Yes. So I think The Conjuring 2 is going to do very well.
I'll actually pay to see it.
100%
I'll pay to see it on Friday. I didn't go last night because of work, so I really want to see it, especially after hearing, because you never know with a sequel. And E-Rock says that the Insidious 2 is very frightening. Yeah. So a lot of times sequels to horror movies are not good, but when they are good, I want to see them.
I kind of like that I have nothing to base it on. I never saw the first one.
Right.
I am gonna go back and see it now.
It's a different vibe. People, I think you're of obviously one or two camps. Some people find, because this is a much more sort of sustained, stressful adventure. It's just like, it's kind of never lets up.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the first one has more sort of ups and downs.
Yes.
Right.
Oh man, you know who's freaking out right now is listener Doug Benson, who is such a huge Fargo fan.
Oh really?
Oh man,
that's right, you're Fargo.
Yes,
he is
too.
He is freaking out right now.
Oh yeah,
we should call the show.
Patrick, you've been killing it. Are you doing any behind the camera stuff anymore?
I'm putting together something that I've been writing for about a year and a half that I'm going to direct and probably be in. So,
because you directed that one that was
I produced a film. Yes, that's right. That we were doing. Yeah, that we shot in L.A. My brother-in-law, Scott Foley.
Sure,
Scott, that he directed. Yeah, called Let's Kill Ward's Wife. Produced that, and just trying to keep it moving.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be all right for a long time.
What concert did we see you at? I think you were with your son. It was at the Apollo.
Metallica, maybe?
It was Metallica,
yeah, it was his first show.
Oh, how did he like it?
Oh, my God.
That was his first
XM. You know, it's great. He was like, what is it? Yeah, it was a couple years ago. Maybe he was like 6 or 7. Yeah. And, yeah, it was his first show. And so that feeling of watching somebody, because you know that feeling, especially when you're at a metal concert and it just moves your chest.
Yeah. Sure.
To watch a kid go through that for the first time, I'll never forget that. Just on the downbeat, I think they opened a battery or something, and it just hit him, and he just looked at me with these huge eyes, like, "Oh my God, Dad!" And
hit the lights. Hit the lights. Hit the lights.
Hit the lights. That's right.
Did you give him earplugs?
Yes, and those like heavy duty, jackhammer headphones.
We were lucky enough to see a whole bunch of us Metallica at the Apollo Theater, and I've never heard a louder fucking noise in my life. You would feel your ribs were moving.
I had earplugs in too. I mean, that's how you're getting older when you're going to a third row in a metal concert. You're putting fucking earplugs.
Yeah, we were in the same row. Yeah,
we were pretty much in the same row, all of us, and I would just pull out my earplugs for the ones I really liked. I'm like, there's no way I could not have earplugs in for this whole show. It was unbelievable, though.
That's so cool that was his first show.
Concert.
Did he like Metallica beforehand, or was he not familiar with them, or was it just the idea of what he was seeing?
A little of both. I mean, yeah, to be fair, but I play him a lot of different stuff. I'm pretty wide range guy. So, but I grew up in a lot of heavy stuff. So I loved getting him into that. And he just really, he would go through a phase where now, of course, he was hip hop, and I'm so clueless on hip hop, but he was going through a phase at the time of just like the louder, the faster.
Sure.
He just that, which was kind of cool. So I would play a lot of the old stuff, and he just dug it. It was great.
That's pretty cool.
Are you a big metal fan?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up my brothers and I grew up actually just big Van Halen fans, so a little more just straight hard rock. But I got into a lot of metal. But, kid of the 80s, the majority of it was more hair metal. But I didn't go too much harder than like Priest or Maiden or, lately I've gotten in just, because I had a director of this Western that I did called Bone Tomahawk. Yeah. And I said, give me your heaviest stuff. And he was giving me crazy stuff that was just way, way too much. But who I got into lately was Ghost, who's such a strange, weird, they won a Grammy.
I'm not sure who they are.
They wear he's like a, it looks like a horror movie. It's like a bishop's mitre, and all the dudes in the band wear like metal masks. Wow. But it's very...
Is it like Slipknot almost, the way they look?
But they look like that, but it's not super heavy. It's kind of... It's literally like chill black metal. It's all about the devil and everything.
Fuck yeah!
But it's really cool. But it never sort of gets above like a. It's sort of like it's good running music. Yeah.
Nice. We're being told you got to go. You got to come back and see us. This was great.
I'm telling you got to go because I'm sure I'm talking about metal. They're like,
no. It was before that, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's all good.
The talent people.
Yeah, no, you're a busy man because The Conjuring 2 is in theaters tomorrow. This movie's going to do great.
I wish I would have known. I do a show on Ozzy's Boneyard every night. Pre-tape, and I would love
bro.
Oh, thank you. I would love to have had you on. I didn't know you're a metal fan.
That's pretty cool. Patrick Wilson, come back and see us.
Yeah,
right?
we'll do. See you guys.
We're going to take a quick break.
The show is back.
Jesus, unbelievable. All right, we lost Patrick Wilson and Jerry O'Connell. Right, that's okay. We got Chris Distefano. I'm a big fan of Chris flirting with the guests.
Let me tell you something.
Big fan of you flirting with the male guests every time they come in here.
I know this is going to sound gay, but Patrick Wilson, Jerry O'Connell is obviously a good-looking guy, and he's in shape. But when you see Patrick Wilson, if you guys... The listeners, if you guys were in here with me, if you only were in here with me, you would see that this guy, Patrick Wilson, is a fucking movie star, folks. Everything about that man's body, physique, scent, a guy, if you didn't know he was famous, if you didn't know he was in movies, you would say this guy is something, he's elite. He's just got the perfect look. I know it's gay, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you, the guy is fantastic.
What body part did you enjoy the most on him?
What was that? I was looking at his groin region. He's probably about size 31 waist because I'm sure he has some fucking fancy UK pants on. And he's got, good shoulders, good it really was his bone structure. I mean, the side of his face
was perfect.
Unbelievable. We're looking at him and Jerry. That chiseled jawline.
He was put together perfectly.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, people sometimes tell me, like, oh, you got a chiseled jawline, but I don't. It's for a comic, possibly, or just for a regular person. These guys have Hollywood. You know what I mean?
But how many hours does it take to look like that?
I don't know.
Fuck that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Fuck that.
But I'm sure they eat
Everything
right.
was perfect on him. Doug Benson is checking in. Oh. I think it's too late for Doug Benson.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. Dougie, we could have used you a little while ago.
I know. When you said to call in, I was about to, and then suddenly Patrick Wilson was out the door.
Did you have a good question for those guys? Or a good tidbit that we could have added to the appearance?
Well, I could go all day about Patrick Wilson, how awesome he is, and that you guys should see. It came up briefly. You guys got to check out Bone Tomahawk.
That's what E-Rock and
Travis.
Travis
is a big fan.
So fucking good.
Travis was talking to Patrick a little bit about that movie after we went to break.
I was talking to him about that scene, Doug. You know that scene I'm talking about?
Don't tell me the scene. I've not seen it.
Tell me the scene.
No, you'll know the scene when
Can
you
I see it on Netflix?
No. You see it on Prime.
Tell me the scene, because by the time I see the movie, I'll forget.
Amazon Prime. I have it.
No, I'm not going to tell you the scene because it'll ruin it for everyone.
What makes it a good scene?
It's just... It'll never leave your mind.
Oh, cool.
Never?
It's so gnarly and upsetting, and it's a really good movie. Like the thing you guys were talking about how you got to like or be interested in the characters when shit goes down and things happen to them.
Right.
And Bone Tomahawk, it's Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Richard Jenkins, and a fucked up thing happens, and it's amazing. Like,
come on, just tell me.
Jimmy's covered. Jimmy went earmuffs on everybody.
Yeah,
Jimmy just went
I'll
earmuffs.
see it. They recommend it. I'll see it.
I don't think he's going to give anything away.
No,
I won't give anything away.
We used to give away movies all the fucking time. We were so bad for a while.
Hold on, E-Rock's being rude to me.
And now every once in a while we'll slip. When we do, it's a slip.
Yeah, that's a bad one. That is.
Why are you farting today? What happened? What are you pushing out?
Can I be excited that Jerry and Patrick were here?
You're holding it in.
Were you holding that one in? You're never that shy.
No, I was just excited, and all of a sudden the excitement hit me, and my body had to do something.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now fucking Eric's being rude to me.
Eric, you are being rude. You're supposed to take
It
that.
smells like a flu shit.
I give someone a gift and he rejects it.
I'll tell you one thing. I know Jimmy's farts at this point.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me at all. Every once in a while. It's very rare though. But then when anyone else farts in this room, it's fucking disgusting, and I want to go puke.
It's like, but they've become like your farts, Jim's farts. 'Cause you smell them so much.
Pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, you can smell your own, and
you know your own
sometimes
brand.
you smell your own and you're pretty proud of yourself, right? You're like, oh, nice. That's a good one.
Well, I mean, what he eats with the egg and avocado every morning, I mean, that's fart city right there. That's
yeah, but I've
fucking
smelled them, so it doesn't bother me.
Right.
But when a stranger farts, oh, fuck.
I'll tell you what, you'll probably also seeing baby shit your whole life. Probably that is also another thing with your kids, seeing all the fucking human body, what it does. You don't get grossed out as much anymore.
But they get to the point where you're like, all right, it's time for you to fucking get on a toilet. This smells like a homeless guy's shit now.
Right.
Doug, what else, buddy? I'm sorry you're sitting through our poop and fart humor.
I got to get Chris Distefano on my podcast.
Doug, I'd love to come on, please.
Doug Loves Movies or the pot one?
Well, no, I'm starting a new one. It's called Doug Loves Walking.
I'll come on that.
Jerry was being polite.
Yeah, I can't believe he fucking shunned me like
Jerry pivoted so quickly from you and went to Jimmy and was like, so, Jimmy, are you dating?
Fucking
He didn't want to hear about your dumb walking
fucking Jerry.
hobby. Who has a walking hobby? People just do it.
But I have to do
it's
it.
Anxiety related.
Yeah, but you made it sound like it's like, I don't know, instead of CrossFit or biking or hiking, I walk.
He was telling stories with no fucking point or end. He was telling some bullshit stories.
Which one?
I don't know. Fucking half the shit we didn't really fucking care about.
You know
with
he's going to hear.
with this fucking how he walks up to girls. I thought it was going to be a big moment.
I was very interested in that.
The awkward thing.
Yeah, I like that.
He has
Fucking
confidence. Jerry O'Connell has
I like
confidence
Jerry
when he
a
talks
lot.
to women.
He does.
He's
He
going to be
does.
listening to this on the replay, so be careful.
I fucking like him.
Be
You know I like
fucking
Jerry.
Careful. So talk about this movie some more. I kind of want to hear about this scene because I don't know when I'll actually see the movie. Jimmy, if you're not going to see the movie anytime soon, maybe we can.
I just texted myself. I absolutely will see it.
Oh,
I wrote it in my notepad.
Did you? You're going to see
Go
it too?
see the Bone Hawk.
All right, Jimmy.
Bone Tomahawk. Oh, yeah.
Jimmy's sneaking another one out.
No, I'm not. I'm trying not to shit my pants. I feel like right now I feel like my buddy Jim Wise described the telltale heaviness in your lower back.
Right.
Ooh. You got a good one, bro.
I'm getting a tingle in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
It's like your whole body is gearing up.
It's like an epidural.
You're not going to be able to walk soon.
I know. I love those type of shit. Are you going to the gym after this?
Are you shivering a little bit?
Yep.
I love the good shiver. That's when you know you got a good one coming.
Yeah, going right to the gym. I'm going to try to hold it until I get home.
Right. Hey, Doug, so Chris was once again flirting with the male guests in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was interesting how he just went right into their bone structures.
Well, if you were here, you know what I mean? I don't hold back. It's like, it's obvious. It's the obvious.
Well, you sound like Paul Giamatti in 12 Years a Slave.
Well, we're taking pictures, and then me and Chris are behind Patrick as he takes more pictures, and Chris is like just pointing out what's good on him. Like, oh, look at his, I think you said butt at one point, but you're like, look at this, oh, he's got a nice body. Look at his shoulders, man. Oh, he must have worked out a lot there, and his traps are looking pretty damn good.
I was trying to stand. I was trying to stand next to, like, in the middle of Patrick and Jerry after we were taking the pictures, and just see like if I look or feel like I could ever one day being like a leading man actor, and the answer is no. I feel like
Did you feel like a frump?
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt like my forehead was too big. I felt like I just didn't belong. I don't know what they were talking about.
Guys like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people we have no problem taking pictures with.
Yeah.
And then there are times we're like, hey, let's get a picture, guys. And you're like, fuck.
We're just not going to look
You're going
good
to make
next
me
to
look
them.
like a fucking frump.
Yeah, I didn't feel great.
Nah.
Yeah.
Are you a horror movie fan there, Doug Benson?
I am only. Most of them don't scare me anymore. Like Jimmy was talking about how he's just not frightened by that stuff, and I'm sort of the same way. Too many horror movies are like PG-13, so when stuff goes down, it's not really that intense. But Bone Tomahawk, back to that, is one of the scarier movies I've seen in a while. And it's a Western, but it gets really fucked up.
Right. Okay.
And Patrick Wilson was a night owl in Watchmen.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I don't remember that.
I was surprised that didn't come up.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Doug, that we didn't cater the interview for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the show's not called the Opie Likes Movies or something of that nature.
I don't see movies in the title of our show.
I think E-Rock was in the corner jerking off the clips from Watchmen the entire time he was there.
Yeah, E-Rock wanted to talk about Sliders a little bit, or at least acknowge. Well, that was for Jerry.
My Secret Identity, Mission to Mars, so much stuff.
Yeah, he's both of those guys are great. I'm friends with Jerry O'Connell, but so it was nice of him to drop my name. But I think he kind of went out of his way to force my name into the conversation.
Hey, wait, was Mission to Mars? I think I saw that. Was that
Gary Sinise, Don Cheadle?
What happened in that? 'Cause I think I just saw
They go to Mars.
And then is there some kind of problem when they get there?
No, they discover something that
they find
weren't
a hat.
expecting. Yes.
They think it's so bizarre.
It wasn't a giant face on Mars. It was a big hat.
There was a small fedora upside down, and there was a dildo in it. It's a mystery.
It was a mystery. All right, Dougie. I guess that's...
Yeah, but I've been in my car driving to LAX, and so it was very entertaining morning listening to you guys.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. We just had New Kids on the Block walk the hallways here at Sirius XM, and then Chris fucking froze with that shit too.
I fucking froze. I wanted to say something, but I couldn't.
Why do you need to say something?
Okay, because they don't really move me, and they're not a part of me. Like, I just miss them. If it was NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, those people, Ace of Base, those people I would have said something to because I remember them from my musical past. But New Kids on the Block, only thing I remember, the only thing I know about New Kids on the Block is New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits, Chinese food makes me sick, and that's not even their song, that's LFO, right. Right.
Summer Girls.
I don't know anything about New Kids on the Block.
Why do you feel like you have to say something? Why do you feel like you have to say something to every celebrity that walks by?
I don't know, because I just feel like they're fucking walking by me and I'm never going to see these guys again probably. I should have said something like, Donnie, fucking I love Wahlburgers or something like that.
Well, how about I loved
know.
you in Sixth Sense. You were in one of the greatest horror movies of the last 15 years, 30 years.
Donnie Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right.
He was, in that bathroom, right?
Yes, that was him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does Chris think Sirius XM is like the ESPN commercials? Is that E-Rock?
Yeah. What's that mean?
The ESPN commercials, it's everyone is bumping into each other in the hallway.
And athletes and regular people all work together.
Right.
Everyone's just friends.
In perfect harmony.
Right.
And they have a little banter, a little workplace banter. Chris wants to be friends with everybody.
I froze up, and then his whole entourage was just looking at me.
You just want to be loved by celebrities.
Exactly.
Well, it feels good.
All right, Doug, we're going to let you go because we got to play one last thing before we get out of here.
Okay, I'm on my way to Atlanta. I'm at the Punchline tonight. Thanks, guys.
Nice. Have fun down there in Atlanta. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, she's married to Donnie Wahlberg.
All right. We got Bobby Brown. It's the theme of the show, Ghosts and Shit. And Bobby Brown, this clip just happened to hit yesterday. Bobby Brown says he had sex with a ghost. We have the clip that we want to play for everybody as I burp through this break. Let's check this out from ABC News.
I can't even believe I'm going to ask you this, but I have to.
What?
You had sex with a ghost?
A ghost, yeah.
Come on, man. Tell me about it.
I moved into this house. I bought this mansion in Georgia. So this was a really, really spooky place. But yes, one time I woke up and, a ghost. I was being mounted by a ghost. I wasn't high.
That was my next question.
I wasn't high.
That was my next question.
Wasn't
Were you
high
tripping?
at all.
Were you tripping?
No, I was not tripping.
You've had quite a life.
Shit happened to me.
Crazy situations.
Oh, good.
It's fucking
ghost in the butt.
She handled it perfectly.
Yeah, just what the fuck?
You what?
I had a ghost one time.
Yeah?
I was telling jokes and I just heard just laughter coming from the clock.
From the clock.
It's a ghost.
Nice. Real nice.
Yep.
The clock was the ghost?
It was in the clock hanging out. Telling time and shit.
It's a helpful ghost.
You had to put Ghostbusters up there now.
That's exactly what it is. I think Bobby Brown was just watching Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you're bothered by Bobby Brown too. He's had a tough few years, so maybe give him a little fucking break, okay?
Ooh.
Sorry, Eric. Sorry, that was a little mean.
Frank from the what if Frank from the Bronx called in and said he got mounted by a ghost?
Hey, not for nothing, but there's a lot of ghosts up here in the Bronx. Hey. The ghosts of Babe Ruth and the other Yankees. Hey. Ooh, hey.
The original cast of Ghostbusters getting together with the new cast, I hear.
Oh, that's my God.
Is that today?
I literally couldn't think of anything less eventful.
Oh, Kimmel did it last night? Okay.
Yeah, I watched it.
How was it?
It was fine.
Oh, it was just fine?
Yeah,
Exactly.
whatever.
Fine.
So Dan Aykroyd created Ghostbusters? I know he was he wrote it. I didn't realize he wrote that fucking movie.
I didn't either.
Wow. I told you that time that my dad said that he hates Dan Aykroyd, right?
Okay. With the skating and stuff,
yeah,
right?
the rollerblading. Or roller skating.
Roller skating, I think.
Yeah.
It was before rollerblades.
Right.
All right, I guess that's it for today. Fuck
Yeah?
it. Yeah, let's start.
What am I supposed to
wrapping
do
up.
for 5 hours?
I don't know.
Tug your prick.
Tug your prick.
I would take you to breakfast, but
You gotta go.
I gotta go to my kid's school today.
Throw it up.
I don't know what the fuck to do now.
Last day of school today for one of my kids, so they have a little thing at the school I got to get to.
Little thing.
Right, or we'd hang. What?
I need more money.
I told you I only had $20 today. That's all I had. Look. Chris, thank you so much, buddy.
Thanks, man.
We got Benders on Netflix.
Yes.
People are definitely checking it out, and they're definitely liking it. That's cool.
Give it 5 stars. Thank you.
And maybe a second season,
Hopefully.
if it keeps having a buzz. Who knows? If
God
not,
willing.
If not, whatever.
Whatever.
Don't lose sleep over
You go
that
on to the
shit.
next thing.
And where are you going to be? San Diego?
San Diego, June 30th to July 2nd at American Comedy Club, and then July 7th to the 9th Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
You're going to watch the Penguins win the Stanley Cup tonight?
I mean, I'll read about it, but I haven't watched since the Islanders got bounced. I haven't really
That
watched.
was me, too.
Yeah, I'm
going to watch tonight because I love them. When they skate around with that fucking cup.
Yeah, and then
that
the
never
other team
gets
has
old.
to shake their hands like fucking. They're so furious.
Yeah, I don't like that handshaking
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Unless it's really, truly meaningful and real.
Yeah.
I don't like when they are forced to do that. Jimmy's going to be at West Hampton Beach Saturday night.
Yes, and then Contextually Inadequate, my last special, is on iTunes now, and or you might be able to get it from my site. There's 22 additional minutes or extra bonus material, whatever it is.
Beautiful.
But yeah, whatever the bonus material is. But I was really, really happy with that special. So if you're interested, go buy it.
Good special.
Nice, very nice. What do we got today? Jim Brewer's on this channel at 7 o'clock tonight.
Right.
And then we got Tom Papa at 8 o'clock tonight.
Right.
And then we got, of course, Sam Roberts every night at 9. Right. And then your show tomorrow, E-Rock, at 6 p.m.
Correct.
People like your little show on Fridays.
Thank you.
And I don't mean to call it a little show. You know what I'm saying.
It's a little show.
And then the podcast is, who do we got this week?
You need to change the name of your show, by the way.
Right.
His name of his show is not right. Friday Turd Burglin.
The podcast, I know we got the Tucker Max saga that came up once again this week.
And also Moby's appearance on the show.
Oh, Moby was pretty damn cool. I liked Moby. And I want to give the record company a shout out. I tweeted the guy yesterday, like, hey, man, we played one of your songs. We'd love to have you on the show. And we fucking figured it out within an hour. They're going to come in July and play a few songs for us. I love that new band. They're all right, man. So thanks to Roland for getting that done. All right, we're taking tomorrow, so we'll see you guys Monday. Thanks for listening.